Okay, I'm sorry.
Now you're all set.
Okay, thank you. Meeting called to order at 7:00 p.m. on the 8/24/26 on 7:00 p.m. And this is a special meeting, Zoom meeting, till further notice. But what we're going to do here tonight is I'm going to take my roll call, and then we're going to move on as we get going here. So I'll start with Brian Santos.
Here.
Here or yes, please.
Here.
Thank you. Ray Williams.
Not yet.
Okay.
Ray's having internet trouble.
Ray can't get on.
All right. We're just gonna move on. When if he gets in, we'll go with that. Dan Bennett.
Yep.
Kaiser Levesque.
Yes, Kaiser Levesque is here.
Mike Krugel. Absent. Russ Robin.
Not yet.
Okay. Jane Salcy.
Here.
Joseph Brody Brown.
Here.
Oh, you snuck in, huh? Steve Nickerson.
Here.
Thank you. Scott Lapworth.
Here.
Tara Pengetsky on the staff.
I am here.
Cindy Dunn.
She has not entered yet.
Okay. How about Mr. Donahue?
I do not see him yet.
Okay. As of right now, since we had the three alternates all were present in the last meeting of July, Joseph, right now, I'm sorry. Ryan Canoia.
Ryan's here.
Dave Popolowski.
Dave is here.
Thank you, Dave. And John B. Lemke. All right. Joseph Brody Brown, you will be sitting in right now.
How about the Pledge of Allegiance, John?
I will get to it, Jane.
It's before the alternates.
It doesn't matter which way I go. Okay.
On the agenda.
Cindy's coming in now, John, just so you know.
Thank you.
How would you like to proceed, Mr. Chairman?
Well, I got to call to order, Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll do all that. I will keep Jane happy. Okay, so I got my flag behind me, and Jane, you can start it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. This I already did the roll call. It doesn't matter that much anyway. But the seating of the alternates, Joseph Brody Brown, you will be sitting in for Ray Williams.
Okay.
And Steve Nickerson, you're going to be sitting in for Mike Krugel.
Okay.
And Scott Lapworth, you will be sitting in for Russ Robin.
Okay.
Now,
That does give you 10 commissioners.
yes. 10 commissioners. All right, we're on to the next thing, please. It's number 3, public hearing. And it's the PZC 26-17 applicant Joseph Langlois, property owner of 95 Lethium Road, map 137, block 21, lot 20B, zone RRAD, 5.95 acres, request for a 2-lot re-subdivision according to the subdivision regulations, Article 3. Now, this is the P&Z 2617 continue of a public hearing. I'm not sure, but I'm going to ask for a motion so we can continue the public hearing.
Yeah, I saw motion for you, JBL.
Thank you, Brian. And second,
I'll second it.
say your name, please.
Scott Lapworth.
Thank you, Scott. All in favor, on this one here, on this, what we're doing right now, I think all in favor, just say aye. But the only thing is once we continue it and whichever way we go after that, it will be a roll call vote like we did the last time. So all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? The ayes have it. Okay. Now that the public hearing is open, we'll continue it. And everybody should have their paperwork from last month, unless we were given new paperwork. Ms. Dunn,
What?
you didn't actually pass in on any more new paperwork from last month on this, right?
Well, I gave you some pictures in the packet.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave you all the paperwork that you had last month, so everything. But the new paperwork is the pictures in the packet.
Okay.
And I think I added a couple of things. I emphasized that the wetland is approval and development of the 2 lots has approval of the Wetland Commission, which the letter's in your packet. The legal sign was reposted. And then I made a statement. I did a site visit to the property on August 11, 2026, which A&D engineer Daniel Blanchette to formulate a visual perspective of where the shared driveway is going to be developed. I enclosed the pictures of where a current driveway is into 95 Lithium Road and approximate area the shared driveway is going to be developed, and enter into that lots. And the engineer will present a colored site plan delineating the existing driveway and entrance into the second lot.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. Anybody that's in the chat room and anything, you need to be on mute so that we don't get any back interference. Okay, I greatly appreciate that. Now, the other thing is that with the continuation of this from last month till now, what we're going to do is anybody that wants to speak, not the commissioners, but because it's still a public hearing, that the people that were speaking last month, we do not want to hear the same story over again. We need to really sit down and get this thing going, getting done one way or the other. So if you have something new to say, it'll be on record. If we need to go back to last month's meeting and see who said what, my director of the P&D, she will look it up and see who said what to go forward. Is that understood? Good. All right. Let's go, commissioners. What do you want to do? Or better yet, I'm sorry. Let's let some of the who do we have in the chat?
So I have Sarah White with her hand up, presumably to comment, and then Commissioners Santos and Salsi and Carr just put a hand up. I believe it says on the screen Emily, but I believe that's his daughter's name. So I'm just going to change it to Jeff because I believe that's who it is. And then Kamala Brunette. So let me change that name on screen.
Excuse me. This is Cindy again. I'm sorry. I had a continuation on the next page. I apologize for that. The shared driveway is 680 feet long, and the regulation requirement of 30-foot front wide road is delineated on the plan site. The engineer will discuss, the road and the emergency vehicle turnarounds at the public hearing, and the copy of the easement is in the record, and the only thing that needs to be put in that is the date when that easement is signed and put into the deed. So because Daniel has some information on the driveway, wouldn't it be appropriate for Daniel to speak on the application and then questions after? I'm just asking. I'm not telling anybody.
No. no, Cindy, you're right. Now
Okay,
that
thank you.
we didn't know we were going to have any more information from Daniel, but now that you brought it up and he is ready to go, we go with him first, and then we will go to the citizens to hear what they have to say. And Tara, you will keep it in order, the citizens, and then we'll let it go. Then we'll go to the commissioners.
Yep, as long as everybody who wants to comment leaves their hand up, it puts them in the order that they've raised their hands in. And just I want to acknowledge, because I saw the note in the chat from the Kozlowskis that they can't find the raise hand function. So I will call on them after Ms. Brunette. Daniel, do you want to share from your side? Because I can give you share access. Daniel,
unmute yourself.
That's better.
Do you want to share from your side, or do you want me to do it?
That's what I was just looking through my email to find the attachment. I did a nice little color up of my plan, and I'm trying to find it. 1 second, please.
I'm trying to give you permission to share. You know, it's not coming up for me, so I'm just going to do it, Daniel, because I do have it.
I emailed it to Tara, Daniel.
While we do that, Daniel, just let Tara handle it, and then you just do your thing. Is that okay with you?
Yep, I will begin.
All right, let me share it, and then you'll be all set. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, now we do. Yep, go ahead.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Dan Blanchette. I'm a civil engineer and land surveyor. I'm here tonight on behalf of the client, Joe Langlois. Mr. Langlois owns a 6-acre property. It's located at 95 Leighton Road. It's close to the end on the left-hand side. The site contains one existing house, driveway, septic system, and Joe would like to construct a second house, driveway, septic system. We do have approval from the health department. We have approval from the wetland department. There was one minor revision since the last meeting. I added the pull-around space. I had forgotten that. So I added a vehicle bypass area. That, I think, was the only change to the plans. And so if you look at the picture here, you can see, again, wetlands are in blue. The lighter yellow is the existing driveway, and then the orange color is our new driveway. And then I outlined in red Mr. Langlois' property, and I outlined in blue what we're proposing to create. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I know we went over this quite a bit at the other meeting. I recall some commissioners were going to do a site walk. I did a site walk myself with Cindy, but I'll turn it over to the public or the commissioners.
Well,
are you ready for the public comment, Mr. Chairman?
I was just going to say to Danielle, I know Cindy was going to do the site walk, but we couldn't do anything with any of the commissioners for the site walk because of the situation. It was continued.
Yep.
From what I understand, with the staff, my staff, between Tara and Cindy, it was better that Cindy went out there and took the pictures and do this, and give us the information we needed. So what we'll do now is if you don't have anything more to say, is we'll move on to the citizens to let them speak. But as we go forward, anybody that has something to say from the chat group, just try to remember what you said last week and don't try to repeat it 100%. It's okay to do a quick review, but if you want any more information about that, it'll get back. I will make sure that Tira will bring that whatever was said last month back in so we can get this, shorten it up as I'm trying to do here. I don't want to be on this subject for the next 2 hours. I think, we can move this right along, but the citizens need to still speak their piece. Go ahead, Tara.
Okay, so calling in order, Sally White is first.
You're muted, Sally.
Sally White, 308 East Thompson Road, but I am a 200-foot abutter to the Langlois property. So I'm speaking as an abutter. And I believe that the abutters have a little more grace to speak.
Yes, you do.
Thank you, Chairman. I have several points regarding the plan, but I did want to begin with a concern over the sign at the top of the hill. My understanding, having served in the town government, is that the postings are to be accurate, plain, not vague, and that everything you need to know should be on the notice. There shouldn't be another step to take. The sign at the top of the road says, "To be determined. Zoom or town hall, check the agenda." There should not be another step that people have to take. It should be clear, it should be exact, and that's where they take their direction from. But that notice is lacking in the required information. It's also posted at the top of the hill, so most of the people that live on Lettinen don't even see it. If it had been at the beginning of the road, then all of the residents, because this will impact everyone, even the people that don't abut the property. But I think it's really a mistake to have suggested that people need to take another step and not be able to read from the notice precisely where the meeting is. I have been in other meetings where that will halt the meeting right there because you have not posted legally.
Hang on a minute there, Ms. White.
Well, keep in mind that it was posted in the Shopper's Guide too, legally, and the sign is posted on the property owner's property.
The sign does not give accurate information.
Well, you have to go online anyway to get the Zoom connection, so I wouldn't imagine that would be a big deal. Most times, yes, you would be going to the meeting, but you'd have to go online for Zoom. So
those people that don't have access to Zoom or don't know where to find the agenda are just up the creek.
they said to go online for Zoom.
Well, that's my point.
Okay. Well, I didn't see this.
All right, moving along.
Miss White, hang on a second, please. Cindy.
What was that again?
Cindy, hang on
Yes.
a minute. I just asked Miss White to hang on a minute. So
Okay.
What you just said, I'm not going to dispute that, but she did bring up a good point. Okay. And her point was there are some people that do not have access. Okay. It's not really our fault on that, but that's a concern that she has brought up. So we have to have a little, let's call it a little leniency maybe, but it still shouldn't impact what is being trying to be done tonight. Okay. You understand all of that, you commissioners, from what is being transpired. But go ahead now, Cindy. Go ahead, Ms. White, finish up what you got to do.
Before I launch into my other points, Dan Blanchette mentioned that there is approval from the Northeast Department of Health. My understanding is that they said that the lot can accommodate a septic, but they have not granted an approval. They have to review the engineered septic system. So the septic system has not been approved. That is outstanding. So to say that Northeast Department of Health has approved is misleading.
I need to answer that, John. The
All right.
Northeast District Department of Health does a conceptual approval, meaning that the property will take a septic system and well. When a house is built, they cannot get a building permit or a zoning permit until Northeast District Department of Health approves it. But it's a conceptual approval, which is the same thing that we go through in all the subdivision applications that the commission members approve, whether it's just a 2-lot or re-subdivision or 4 more lots, which is a public hearing, which is special permit public hearing.
Respectfully, I would ask that the paragraph be read so that the citizens and the commissioners can hear precisely from the Northeast Department their wording that says
It's in the record.
Not everyone has those things.
I'm
Cindy,
sorry, you have access to the records.
Yes, but perhaps other people don't. And I'm trying to be inclusive and respectful of the neighbors and the people that do not have the familiarity that I have and the access to records and know how to research those things. And if we just say that the septic has been approved, that their letter from any DDH is very, very clear. We have not approved a septic system until we receive a plan.
Mr. Chairman,
Just read the bottom, the last paragraph, and it would clear it up.
I just don't know how to make you understand that it's just a conceptual approval, and it has been like this for every single subdivision application.
I comprehend that, but Mr. Blanchett said that they have approved. But a septic system itself has not been approved.
Mr. Chairman,
yes, go ahead, Director.
I appreciate that Ms. White is trying to make a technical point, a literal point here. It seems to me that the easiest thing to do is if one of the commissioners who has the packet in front of them could just read the letter. Normally I would volunteer, but I'm screen sharing the plan right now.
I can do it, Mr. Chairman. I have the letter right in front of me. I can read that paragraph that Ms. White is referring to. Would you like me to do that, Mr. Chairman?
I'm thinking about it because I'm reading it right now. So we'll just take a minute. Just by what I was reading, this letter, that what Ms. White is I think it has to be the whole thing be read. No. Let Miss Salzy read it.
Do you want me to read the whole letter?
I just said you're gonna have to read the whole thing, not just a paragraph. Okay.
All right. Yep. This is to Mr. Dear Joseph Langlois. Upon review of the subdivision plan, J&D Site Designs, LLC, Langlois, job number 25154, drawn 4/27/26, submitted to this office on 5/7/26 for the above referenced subdivision, the Northeast District Department of Health confers with the feasibility of this parcel of land for future development. Additionally, approval to construct individual subsurface sewerage disposal systems may be granted based on compliance with the appropriate regulations and the technical standards as they apply to individual building lots with the following notations. 1. Lots proposed. Lot A, require that a professional engineer design and submit individual plot plan for review and approval prior to construction. 2. Proposed lots are based on 3-bedroom homes at the locations tested. If the number of bedrooms are increased, septic system sizes will require an increase per the technical standards. 3. If the proposed septic area is moved, additional testing may be required. Be advised you must receive approval from the appropriate commissions in the town of Thompson prior to construction of these lots. This letter is not to be construed as an approval to construct the septic system and does not indicate that the Northeast District Department of Health endorses approval for issuance of any building permit. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact the sanitarian that reviewed your plan. Sincerely, Maureen Marcoux, RS Senior Sanitarian, NDDH.
Does that kind of, thank you, Jane. Thank you very much for that. Ms. White?
Yes, that says very plainly that it's not to be construed as approval. I understand the point that the ladies have made about conceptual, but they were very direct that it's not to be construed as approval. I just wanted the other folks to hear that. I know that, I understand it, I comprehend. But if I were new to this process and I heard what Mr. Blanchett said, it would come across to me as approval for the septic system to go in without any further evaluation and approval. Thank you very much. I want to move on to it's my understanding that if a second driveway with a crossing is going to be put in, that a compelling case of reason needs to be made as to why the existing crossing cannot be used. So if we have an existing crossing, they're proposing a second crossing and the filling in of wetlands. I have not heard a rationale for filling in wetlands when we have a viable crossing. That being said, I don't want to, of course, the Kozlowskis, they need to speak for themselves. They may not want more traffic going down their shared driveway, but I still find it very odd to think that we're going to be dumping fill in on top of skunk cabbage and ferns and a whole wetlands area and introduce disruption to plants and wetlands when we already have an existing one. So I just put that out there. The other thing I wanted to bring up is it's my understanding that in the plan, which I don't see that the plan shows this, there's no notation of proposed utilities and whether or not conduits are going to be used, and if so, where they would be placed. Because right now you have poles going down the existing shared driveway that carry telephone power and what have you. But my understanding is that plan is incomplete unless it shows proposed utilities. It's also supposed to show the limits of disturbance, meaning whatever is to be cleared, excavated, and filled. It refers to a tree line, but it doesn't show actual delineated by feet and setbacks limits. Also, did not see on the plan grading limits for the new driveway and the proposed house. Another point is that it's curious to me why the original lot numbers are not being used. I think this would perhaps could cause confusion in the future if people are selling their homes or whatever, because their deeds refer to the original lot numbers. So why are we now we're putting new lot numbers on top of the old numbers and not including the original lot numbers on the plan? For instance, the historic number for lot number 2 is now identified as number 20B, and it goes on and on with the other involved lots there. Having really dug into this during the last couple of weeks, it appears to me that the application is incomplete. Also, I recall Mr. Blanchett giving his opinion that there isn't any ledge, but you have to have a boring report. There has to be proof. You can't just give an opinion. And we don't have proof of that. I heard somebody, was that?
Time is up. It's over 3 minutes.
Okay.
Well over.
We need to go on to the next citizen comment. Ms. White will come back to you after everybody else speaks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Who's next, Director?
So if you want to go to more members of the general public, it would be Jeff Carr. If you want to go in the straight order that hands were raised, it would be Commissioner Santos.
Go ahead. Maybe we should get a commissioner's comment in here too. Go ahead, Brian.
All right, so Santos is up next.
Okay. Daniel, same question Sally kind of just raised. From looking at the screen there, I just want confirmation that we are filling in for the new driveway. Over, if you can zoom in there for me, T.
Yeah, give me a second. I have to jostle things
I
around.
can't share my screen, right? I had some things prepared. I did do a site walk yesterday, limited site work, I might add, because I didn't want to walk on people's property, but so I couldn't get back there to look at grading. But Daniel, can you just, we are filling in there quite a bit to get over the wetlands and various other vegetation.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So my question is, if we were to utilize the existing driveway that has the easement, that doesn't require the same thing, right?
Could you say that one more time, please?
Where the yellow is,
Yep.
that is an existing driveway, so we wouldn't need to do the same thing there, correct? That if we were to use that driveway instead.
Yeah, if we use the old one, we don't have to build a new one. Yep.
So there's no filling or grading. There's no additional things that would need to be done to meet the regulations to add on or have the subdivision, is what I'm asking.
Well, we
no improvements to that.
Yeah, so we did look at using the existing shared driveway, and there's really two issues. First, the existing driveway, my client Joe has an easement over some of his neighbor's property to use the driveway. When the driveway was constructed, it's not all within the easement. And we would have to somehow extend the easement or relocate a significant, yes, right there, yep. It would also take away from Mr. Kozlowski's property to subdivide in the future. You can only have 3 lots off a shared driveway. And so if Joe subdivides, Mr. Kozlowski can never subdivide, and a future owner could never subdivide.
Okay.
I guess the other thing is, I will say we have wetlands approval for the wetland crossing.
Yep, totally understood. Totally understood on that. All right, so can you scroll to the left for me? I just want to go to the entrance. When I was out there, I found a pin. If I could share my screen, I could show the photo. The pin is behind the mailbox of, I believe, Kamala's house. It seems like the property line, it doesn't go straight. It starts at a pin and then it kind of curves. I don't see that represented on the plan. My question will be, your setbacks are based on that pin by the mailbox?
For some reason, Brian, it's not giving me the option to let you share. This seems
just
to
bring
be
up
a
the screen again, the map that you
reconfiguration.
had. It's okay.
Okay. Share.
My question is property line and then setbacks. I just want to make sure that the plan represents the
You
actual.
also, I think, have permission to share now, but I'm pulling it back up. But you should be okay to share now.
Okay, I'll let me share the photo just to give a visual sense.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep, I'm trying. One second. The photo I'm about to show you right now. So I think this is Kamala's mailbox. This is the pin that I'm referring to. And I don't know if this is the pin that's setting the setbacks for the driveway because this pin then goes over this direction and then it kind of curves into the woods. And I don't see that represented on this plan. It just shows, like, I don't know if this is that pin. I think this is the curb line because it obviously goes over here. But it looks like the property curves just like this, but then goes out this way. So I just want to make sure I understood that.
I'm as a licensed surveyor, I'm very confident that the property lines depicted on my survey are accurate. We located 6 or 7 different pins from the original subdivision. They all agreed very well with the math. And I'm not sure what you were looking at. It could have been a control point done by a surveyor. I'm not sure what exactly you saw, but I'm confident my boundaries are correct.
Yeah. Okay. I guess what I'm saying too is, based on the pins that I saw out there, it doesn't go straight. Okay. All right. Next question. Do we have a copy of the easement? And I guess I'm asking Cindy and Daniel that question. Has that been submitted to us?
You received
Yes,
it
I
in
have
your packet.
submitted
You
a
received,
sample.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
Yeah,
Brian, you received the easement agreement in packet
Okay.
last month and this month.
Okay.
Yes, the subdivision regulations actually contain an appendix with what the town would like to see for the easement. And so I was able to copy that and fill in a couple lines and submit it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm good.
Thank you, Brian.
So Jane would be next, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead. Let Jane come in.
I have, well, quite a few things that I want to bring up. Like I brought up at the last month's meeting, I too walked that site. I might have gone up a little bit farther than Brian had. I did see the pins. My question again is, why isn't the driveway that is there now going to be used? I looked at that really good. I spent a good 40 minutes out there today. There are other ways around it so that driveway can be used. I did notice the pins. I go to what Brian was saying also. Some of them, they're not exactly straight. The woodlands that will be destroyed in that area, that to me is very upsetting. The wetlands that will be filled in is extremely upsetting when there is a usable driveway there. That to me is something that really needs to be looked at. We are going to be destroying a portion of this land when it does not need to be done. I also had a question about the boring test for the ledge. I am no engineer. I do pay attention to the earth. I am an earth child. My gut is telling me that there is ledge in there where they're going to be building, and you're literally going to wreck the foundation of the earth there, which is going to affect not only the wetlands that they're proposing to fill in partially, but part of the other wetlands. The drainage, I did read the easements and everything else, the tree lines, all of it. I think that this plan is something that needs to be put aside and to come up with a different plan with the driveway that is already in place, which can be used. And I understand what you're saying, Daniel, too, that it might encroach upon the Kozlowski's property and everything else. But I think at this point, we need to take the lesser of the evils, which would be to utilize the driveway that is there, not fill in the wetlands, and not destroy that piece of nature and earth. And I think, I'm just going to say it, this is a mistake. The way this is planned, this is a mistake. So I really urge the commissioners to look at this. Like I said, I spent about 40 minutes out there today. because I went up by myself. I wanted to see this. And it confirmed everything that I had brought up last month, that this is not a good plan. Design-wise, Daniel, yes, you do a great job, but this is not the way to do it. That's all I have to say on that for now. It's just
Good.
not a good idea. Thank you.
Hang on a minute there, Director. I just got done reading the inland wetlands permit thing and everything of their approval. Did any one of the commissioners read this?
Yes, I read it. Yes, I did.
Okay, so what you're saying is that what the inland wetlands are saying, because they okayed it, then why are we dealing with what inland wetlands says? That's their problem. And that is Danielle's problem. That is Mr. Langlois' problem. Our situation is this suitable to put in the what he wants to do for the subdivision? Now, if I'm wrong, if I am wrong, then correct me. Because the way I see it is that the permit conditions are set, 1, 2, 3, 4, read it.
Yep, I
Then
did.
Christopher Dustin signed it. So inland wetlands, that's theirs. We don't tell them what to do and not to do. If they feel that whatever the engineer came through with his study and everything, and he had to meet what they feel is their requirement, why is there an issue about it? If you've got a problem with that, take it up with the IWC.
May I say something, Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead, Jane.
There are other, just because somebody thinks it's a good idea does not mean it is a good idea, John. I walked it. It's not a good idea. I'm stating that as a fact. There is to utilize the driveway that is there is what should be done. And whether they say it's okay or not, there are other factors that have to be looked at. And this piece of property is going to be disturbed, not to mention damage that's going to come down the line because they are going to take out all the trees, all the brush, everything that is holding that soil and ground there, John. That is and it's a wetlands to begin with. You're going to make another problem. Just because somebody says something is okay does not mean that it's okay, John. And that's why I'm questioning it. I walked it. You've got my thoughts on it.
That's your thoughts. I'm not going to take that away from you. But I think you're getting a little too far ahead of yourself on this.
No, I'm looking at another picture is what I'm looking at, John. I'm looking at what can happen and what I see is going to happen. That is what I'm looking at. I am looking down the road. Hey, go walk it and you'll see. Go walk it, John.
All right, Tara, Director, who's next?
Mr. Carr is next. I just want to, before Mr. Carr speaks, I do want to acknowledge, Mr. Chairman, that you are correct when you say the Planning and Zoning Commission is not empowered to second guess decisions made about wetlands by the Inland Wetlands Commission, which is one of the reasons it goes to wetlands before it comes to planning and zoning. So I just want to be clear that your point is correct. Mr. Carr, you are up next.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. First of all, I want to bring up the fact that this notice or the sign that was put at the end of Joe's driveway wasn't put up in a timely manner. And the neighbors have been paying attention. I have been talking to neighbors, Mr. Trudeau and everybody else. And I was saying to them, there should be a sign up there. There should be a sign up there. There should be a sign up there. And the sign clearly states that this needs to be posted 14 days in advance. and it was not posted 14 days in advance. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can check with the neighbors. They've been taking pictures. So going forward, if that posting was not done in the timely, correct manner, as I guess law stipulates, is this whole thing legal? I don't know.
Can I answer that, John?
Yes, you may, CEO.
Okay, the original public hearing is required, the sign has to be up 14 days before the public hearing. And if the public hearing continues, it is the applicant's responsibility to change the sign to the new date. There is no time factor, in the statutes that says how many days before. It's just it's their responsibility to change the sign. I'm sorry, I'm talking. So, all right.
What
So
lights are on the?
I'm finished. Thank you.
Okay, is it my turn again?
Hang on
Okay.
a minute.
Okay,
Cindy, you got anything else to say?
No, it's just that it's the responsibility of the applicant to change the sign to the new date.
Okay. Mr. Carr, you may speak.
okay, thank you. So I understand that. So after the last meeting on the 27th of July, 27th of July, 2 days later, I went up to check that sign to see if it had been updated for whatever. And the sign was gone. It was not updated, it was gone. And I pointed it out to the neighborhood. That sign is gone. Not even it's not updated, it is gone. And that sign had been gone for over 3 weeks. And then a new sign pops up. I don't know. That's you can talk to some of the neighbors. They've been all taking pictures, but it's popped up anywhere between 7 or 8 days prior to the 14-day notice. And the update is pretty crazy, as Sally White said. So it's up to the owner to update the sign to keep everyone in tune, and the sign disappeared. So I don't know.
Okay,
So I'm
Mr.
just
Carr.
throwing that out there.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
yes, the sign that was up there had to be updated. Correct.
Okay.
But person, if any neighbors said, oh, the sign disappeared, like yourself, Mr. Carr, then you should have made a call to the CEO so she could follow through. She has enough on her plate, or contact me, the chair, and I will follow through for it. But people, all they want to do is find something wrong, one little thing wrong. And this is where we are. Don't interrupt me, sir.
I apologize.
This is what we're trying to get straightened out. If you got actual proof that that sign was put back out there in 8 days or 10 days instead of 14 or 15 or 16 that it should have been, yes, we have a problem that we need to we have to have it corrected. So then the CEO and myself and the commissioners will make a decision. Until then, but we need to stay on track about what is being transpired here tonight. Okay, it seems like we're getting off track on a lot of stuff instead of sticking to the program. The only one that stuck to the program so far is Ms. White. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But everybody is entitled to their opinion, Mr. Carr. I'm not scolding anybody, but we need to stick to what is being on for the public hearing. Is that understood, everybody?
I pretty much understand that, but just bear with me a little bit, because that sign or the new notification should have been posted on August 10th. It was not, and I did take a walk up when I took a picture and it wasn't there, and I have it on record. So that's it. You ask for proof, that's it. I'm not beating them around the bush here. It's just I'm telling everybody it wasn't there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No, don't go too far. In your phone, when you took a picture, when you take a picture, it has the date and the time you took it. That's what we need. So if you're saying it was put up 8 days before this meeting, then you got the proof, and that changes everything. Okay, so if you got that picture still, and you got a date with that and a time when you took it, whether if it was 9 o'clock in the morning or 3 in the afternoon, doesn't matter. Does not matter. But the date does. So if you can get that and prove that to the CEO, things can change. But right now, all I know is I'm under the understanding that it was done at the right time. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me to say, okay, he did it 14, 15 days before. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but if you said you just took a picture on whatever day it was, the date and the time, and that is proof. That is what I call should give me the evidence so we can go forward. If we have to, whatever we decide after this whole thing with all the comments, is the decision that the commission has to make. Is that okay with you, Mr. Carr?
It is, and I understand.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I have another question, I guess, or a point.
Well, yes, go ahead with the question, but I got to move on, and then you can come back later after Ms. White.
Okay, well, why don't you move on and come back and get me then if I'm getting in the way? How's that sound?
No, you're not getting in the way, but if you got the question, do the question. I'm the one that's running the show. But
Okay. The existing road in goes down there and it splits to Mr. Kozlowski's property and then splits over to Joe's property. And on the drawings, it clearly states 3 interior lots can be basically supported by 1 driveway. And in doing this, we skip getting into that woodland, we skip getting into that wetlands. Despite what everyone says, we skip everything. And now it supports 3 interior lots. That's it. And there's an interior lot back there. And now there's been conversations going on around our neighborhood because we talk, obviously. Everyone knows that this is what's going on around here. And there was a question coming up. It's like, well, what if Mr. Kozlowski wants to do something with his property? Well, that's kind of something that needs to be addressed with Mr. Kozlowski.
Correct.
Because it's mine, okay? It can't be like, well, we can't be presumptuous and say, well, if Mr. Kowalski wants to do something down the road, this is going to impede what he wants to do. That's kind of like getting ahead of it, like some people say. So I think when it gets to the point that Mr. and Mrs. Kowalski speak, I think they should be asked point blank what their intentions are and what bothers them. The existing road is more than adequate to do everything back there. It's built 2 houses, excavators, cement trucks, well diggers, everything to build 2 houses. It can certainly do a 3rd house with no problem at all. No problem at all, without impacting the woodlands or the wetlands. Now, there's been a comment saying, well, or implying, I should say, that we should put another road in the best interest of the Kowalskis. I think that's getting a little ahead of the situation too. I think when it's time, someone should point blank ask Dave and his wife what their intentions are, because they may never, ever, ever have any intentions of putting anything behind their property. So to speak, well, down the future, what if the future homeowner wants to do that? If Dave and Patty don't want to develop that land and they want to sell that land, then they're going to say it's undevelopable. And that's going to be a deeded thing, whoever buys the property. So that is like being kind of presumptuous to me to say that, well, if we do this, it's better for Dave. Well, maybe it's not better for Dave because we don't know what Dave's plans are.
You are correct.
So anyways, I know I'm over my limit here. I appreciate everybody's patience. And at some point, maybe I can ask again another question,
Mr. Carr, your opinion mattered and what you said matters. and how you said it does bring a lot of light to the table. Okay? Every little detail that's being brought up is what's going to help make a decision here. But stick around, and if you got something else, we'll get you in later. But I got to go through the numbers. Go ahead, Director. Who's next? Tara?
Sorry, I was on mute that time. The
That's
brunettes are,
unusual.
yeah, I know. The brunettes are next, and then Santos has his hand up, but in between the two of them, the Kozlowskis would be next after the brunettes. They can't find the raise hand function, so I do know that they are after.
Okay, just do what you got. Just do what you got. You're doing.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of it, JBL. We're good.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Because this is the only way we got, let's just move it on. Go ahead.
Good evening. I was hoping Daniel could explain what that orange shading represents in his plan. So can you tell me or explain if that is using the 25 feet of land between our property border and the center of the shared driveway? What is being used there?
Dan Blanchette here for the applicant. Yeah, so the light yellow is the existing driveway and the orange is the proposed driveway. Each of these properties owns a 50-foot strip out to the road. Each property also has a 25-foot wide easement over the neighbor's property. So it is a little confusing. It's 50-50, and then right in the middle, there's a 50-foot easement, 25 on either sides for access.
Okay, so looking at your plan dated May 21st, if you look at that, the side that abuts my property or our property is actually given an easement to the Kozlowskis. And then the side of the driveway that abuts Mr. Carr's property is given the easement to the Langlois property. So if I'm understanding this correctly, this represents land that actually had, I won't say ownership because it's an easement, has been granted to the Kozlowskis. So how can that be used for a project for the Langlois?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Danielle.
Okay. I just want to say up front, I'm not a lawyer. It's not really my job to get into the fine details of this kind of thing, the specific language with the easements. But the driveway that I'm proposing is located entirely on my client's land. Some of it is within the easement owned by Mr. Kozlowski. As I understand it, Mr. Kozlowski could use a portion of the driveway that we're proposing to construct. However, it is entirely located on Mr. Langlois's property. You can see the red dashed lines are the property lines.
Right, the red dashed line. Okay, he owns 25 feet between my property and the edge of that driveway. Okay, he does not own that other 25 feet. So my question again is, how can plans for this project be approved if the ownership of the property is in question?
I don't believe the ownership is in question. Mr. Kozlowski owns that lot that was created by the subdivision, and the driveway is located on the land owned by my client. Having an easement is not the same as ownership.
That's my point exactly. So maybe it's time for an attorney to take a look at this and weigh in on the legal aspect just to protect all property owners. I think in this situation, before any decision is made to either approve or deny this project, somebody needs to look into that.
But the driveway that I'm proposing is not located on your property, correct?
According to this, it is not. The bump out or the pull off that you have there, my understanding is that driveways cannot be constructed within 10 feet of a property border. So what is the distance between that pull off and my property line?
Let me see here.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, that she has a kind of a good point there, but
yeah, it could be less than 10 feet. But that's not actually the driveway. That's a vehicle pull-off area. It would rarely be used.
That's still going to destroy. You're going to still need to cut down trees. If it's within 10 feet of my border, that could disrupt the root system on the trees on my property. And just, all these things need to be taken into consideration before a decision is made, again, to either approve or deny this project.
Tara,
Yes, sir.
can you back it to the right a little bit?
To the right?
Yeah, will be my right looking at the screen. No, that's going left. Go back the other way. Yep. There's
Where?
one. Okay, so there's only one. So according to what happened to was it Kamala?
Yes.
That's the one bump you're talking about?
That is the bump. Yeah.
That's within 10 feet of your property?
That's how it
so to
appears
speak.
now.
By the print.
Correct.
Okay. Danielle, what's the purpose of that?
It's required by the regulations, a pull-off space every certain distance, so that, again, if cars are coming at each other, they don't have to back up the entire way, just part of the way.
Okay. All right. Just
He doesn't understand it.
double checking it and everything. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I still
on.
don't think you understand the easement there, Daniel. It's reversed. So if you look at your map, okay, your plans dated revisions May 21st, you have it noted, okay, that, my apologies, my dining room table looks like a war room right now. Okay, so you have 100 feet set off, okay, separating between the car's property and ours, or Langlois' property, okay, and the access easement in favor of lot 20B is facing the driveway would be to the left. And opposite is access easement in favor of lot 20C, which is Patty and Dave Kozlowski. And I think the reason behind that was to avoid situations like this.
Stay right on, ma'am.
Yeah, I am.
Danielle, what is the width of that driveway from the road to all the way to the back?
16 feet, which is required for a shared driveway.
And from what I'm looking at, it seems like it's closer. Okay, which way is this going? North, south? Where is it? I'm looking for that. But then anyway, so what I'm looking at, Danielle, is that where you got the red line up top, and then you got the bottom red line. I believe is Kamala's property. Is that the one? Is that correct? Kamala?
Yes.
Okay. So, and the top side is where the Kozlowskis own and everything, correct?
Kozlowski's and I believe Jeff Carr.
That's on the opposite side from you, correct?
Correct.
There's gotta be a compromise in here someplace. Well, Danielle, like I said, the people are saying what they gotta say, that.
Yeah, regarding how am I trying to say this? So if I'm gonna hold the 10, I have 50 feet of land to work with. If I own 10 feet on either side, that's 20 feet. If I have a driveway that's 16 feet wide, that's what, 36 feet? Plus the pull off is what, 46, 48 feet? So if I have to move that one portion of the driveway over 2 feet, I can, but you really have, a foot on either side to work with as the regulations are written. If I have 10 feet on either side, plus 16 feet of driveway, plus a 10-foot pull off, on either side, I'm going to be within a foot or two of the 10-foot requirement.
What? Okay, my next question to you, Dan. How wide is that little pull off?
10 feet.
Okay, I see that. So if you were to take 10 feet, take 5 feet and put it, because you got a 16-foot driveway. I'm just doing a quick math in my head and visualizing this. If you took that 10 feet and you made it like 5 and 5 on each side, but not across from each other, but spaced out a little bit. So if a car was coming by looking at this, coming from right to left, and the car coming from left to right, the one, if they have a little more common sense, they can pull over that 5 feet, so to speak, close by, within, you offset it a little bit, so that, and then the other one can pull in 5, and you know what I mean? It's to make it so you can get by one or the other. I don't know.
You could put 5 feet on either side, which
Right.
if the commission wanted to approve this, perhaps that could be a condition of approval.
I'm just throwing this to you because I'm just visualizing this. So that would still make that offset within the limit of the boundary line. Give it a little bit more room.
Yep, I like that idea.
That's what I'm looking at. So even if you put them both together side by side, one on top, one on the bottom, so one car that's coming down can pull in and the other can go, then the other can go, whatever. And you can also, I'm looking at how long is that turnoff, so to speak, in length?
About 40 feet.
40 feet?
Or 45. What is it on my plan?
Hang on a minute. I'm going to see if I can open that, spread this all out for myself. Vehicle bypass.
45 feet. Sorry, 10 feet by 45 feet.
So 45 feet and 40, if you're using 45 feet, you go 5 feet by 45 feet. That would still give clearance in the middle of the road where a car could still get by, or a pickup truck. Because your vehicles like a pickup truck, 2,500, 3,500, they're lucky if they're 7.5 feet wide. That, and the only thing that could still go by there would be any type of emergency vehicle. It'd still give a little room for an emergency vehicle to get by. Yes or no?
Yes.
I disagree. The state statutes clearly state what those requirements have to be. So if you're saying 5 feet wide, if you had 2 delivery vehicles, okay, that were passing, there would not be enough room for one vehicle to pull off to the side, okay, and allow the other to pass. Emergency vehicles are another thing. So you would not be able to do that. There needs to be enough where each passes, okay, there's no obstruction. Every time I look at these plans, they have changed. Okay. The last month's meeting, the plan was dated May, let's see, 21st. Okay. This map, I believe, is a revision that was done on July 21st. And that was never shared at the July 27th meeting. So it's like we're trying to hit a moving target. If somebody brings up an issue, there's a modification being made to this plan to basically, I won't say fix the situation because that's not what it is. Again, it's like trying to hit a moving target. How can you base a decision on something that is constantly evolving just to get to yes?
Well, yes, I agree with you, ma'am. We're trying to resolve or create a compromise here. We have to, because this gentleman wants to do this, and the neighbors. I can see your point, but somewhere down the line there has to be some type of compromise. What do you feel would be a good compromise?
For Joe to sell his property, and that would wrap it up.
Well, then
Okay. Most of us out here, I have lived in this town for the majority of my life. I have lived in this house for 34 years. We purchased this property because it was a quiet location. It was a great place to raise our sons. Now, because somebody wants to re-subdivide, which I've never heard of before, okay, it's going to be permitted. So if I have enough land and I meet the criteria, okay, we can disregard what the regulations were when I purchased the property. But because now we're going to allow it because we have these new ordinances.
Okay.
That's where my
planning and zoning don't do ordinances. We have regulations. The ordinances are in the town. That's the town has ordinances. Planning and zoning has regulations.
Within your regulations.
Let me finish. You need to get your what is right and what is wrong. I'm only explaining to you. We don't have ordinances. We have regulations. So you have to be using the word regulations.
Thank you very much for the education. I appreciate that.
Well, this is where everybody gets confused. They think it's ordinances or vice versa. We do regulations. We have nothing to do with the ordinance. That is what the Board of Selectmen and the townspeople, when you want to have an ordinance for whatever reason. So we need now, what I need to do is move on to the next one, and I'm going to put you on the list to come back because, there is no time limit really in a public hearing, but people have a right to speak. So we need to move on a little bit, and you can come back later, and Tara will put you on the list behind Sally White and whoever else. So
yeah, I'm keeping track of it, John.
Okay, thank you. Now who's next? Thank you, Kamala, and we'll go to the next person, please.
So next, although they don't have the hand up, is the Kozlowskis.
Go ahead.
Since they've been name checked, I think we definitely want to let them speak.
Yes.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I can't get my camera to come up, so
Don't worry about it.
We're not going to be on video. But first and foremost, we, the Kozlowskis, do not intend anytime in the future to re-subdivide our property. We bought this land because we wanted to be private, to be in a nice wooded area. So to everybody's or some people's answer to the question, we will never re-subdivide, period. I need to know what the distance is from our property line to the new proposed shared driveway for the second proposed house site. I want to know what the distance is from the driveway to our property line. And does that also include 25 feet on each side of that driveway is considered the shared driveway property, or as long as it does not impede on our property line?
Danielle?
Yes. Dan again. There is 17 feet between the driveway and the property line.
Okay, between the driveway and the property line, but then how many feet from the driveway on each side is considered the right of way?
So the right of way comes 25 feet either side of the boundary line you share with my client.
Okay, so that gives us.
So as I understand it, technically you could use a portion of the driveway we're proposing.
We don't want to use a portion of that driveway, but we don't want somebody's driveway running all along our property line either. I do have a question about our deed, our original deed. Does that need to be changed since we're no longer numbered as lot number 3? Because that's what our original deed says, and now it's been identified as 20C. So I need to know if our existing deed needs to be changed.
No, it does not. The town assessor is the person who comes up with the lot numbers. I don't choose them, and it's fairly common for lot numbers to change. Between the subdivision and what the assessor finally determines after everything is approved, it is usually different. But that should not affect.
I'll have to ask the town assessor that question. Utility poles for the electricity or telephones, are they going to be along the new driveway out to the second property site?
Yes, from the last.
And how far are those going to be from our property line?
So yeah, from the very last utility pole, right where the driveway forks into that Y shape, we would then shoot into my client's land and then run up next to and parallel with the driveway.
Dan, both of you are talking about the yellow one, or the because you said where it bends.
There's an existing utility pole near the yellow driveway, right where it forks.
And I believe that's on our property?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
But that belongs to Northeast, that belongs to Eversource.
Right. Right, the pole does. You are correct.
So there's, it might be on your property, but it still belongs to them.
Okay.
That I know. I found that out.
I think that's all that I have, but my husband would like to speak as well. And here he is. You say your name.
David Kozlowski.
93 Letton.
93 Letton Road.
Go ahead.
I've been taking care of this driveway for 30 years. That's shoveling stone, shoveling dirt. This guy moves in next door. Now, I don't even have paperwork saying that he has an easement to go to his property because he bought the house. And I guess it automatically goes to it. But I just want to know who's going to be taking care of this driveway if more people are running up and down the driveway. Because no matter how many times you explain to these people, you see a puddle, go slow, or you're going to blow the puddle out, and now you're going to have a big hole in your driveway. So that means more stuff I got to shovel in. And he just started taking care of things last year when all of this started. So he would look like the nice guy. He put a little dirt in the driveway and he mows up each side. You know, this guy's been a thorn in my side since he moved in. The day he moved in, he was a thorn in my side. You know, going to the town hall saying I got this there and I got that there. Well, no. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know if he just does that to get everybody mad, or I don't know what he does, what he's up to. But like I said, I just want to know who's going to be, if everybody's going to start using this driveway, who's going to be responsible for fixing it?
Well, Dan, even the CEO, and your comment on this is, but what I feel is that you're right. Who's going to start take care of it? But that comes down between you and Mr. Langlois, how you want to handle this, because that is not in our jurisdiction, so to speak. We can't tell you that it's going to be your responsibility or him. That becomes the property owner's decision on a shared driveway or whatever is going down. If there was a HOA or something, then that changes it even more. But if none of this was put together in X amount of years when you bought the property and then he bought it or whatever, how the case, my feeling is that, you know, it's pretty much going to be it could be a civil suit between the neighbors. Okay. Because of that, if I'm wrong, CEO, tell me yes or no, or the planner. I mean, the director.
Excuse me, John, there's a declaration of easement on the new shared driveway between the applicant and the potential new owner of the subdivisions. And everybody has a copy of that in their packet.
Yeah, I did. I think yes, I did read that, but I'm just bringing it about so you can give your opinion on that, Ms. Dunn. And stuff
I reread it today. It is in the appendix, and our town attorney approved our new subdivision regulations. So obviously he approved the language in the easement agreement between property owners, and it just needs to be signed and dated by, if this passes, a house is constructed, it needs to be signed by both property owners. Only those two the easement is for the new road, new driveways, new shared driveway.
And that would be the orange one, correct? Or because the yellow one is the existing.
Yeah, I see light yellow and pink, so I don't know which one.
Well, mine shows orange. Danielle, which is the one that's as straight as an arrow is going to be the new one, correct?
That's correct. And we did actually submit language that clearly defines who is going to be responsible for maintaining that driveway. It would be Mr. Langlois and whoever owns the new property.
And like I said, I reread it today, and it's exactly that appendix statement, and our attorney approved that when we approved the subdivision regulations.
Thank you, Cindy.
Okay.
Tara, who's next?
So we're up for second round of comments. Mr. Chairman, may I beg your indulgence for a moment to ask a few questions, primarily of Daniel, but also of the Kozlowskis and Cindy?
Sure, go ahead.
I promise to be as concise as I can. So, Daniel, your contention is that the reason that the applicant has chosen to construct a new driveway, that there are several reasons that the applicant has chosen to construct a new driveway instead of using the existing shared driveway. And you've primarily cited that it reduces the future potential for the abutter to subdivide. I actually have a different question than that, which seems to me to be more relevant. And let me know if I am correct or incorrect in my assumption. the abutters seem to be saying that they would have fewer objections or even no objection to the proposed re-subdivision utilizing the existing shared drive. But would it not be the case, in order to use that the Kozlowskis would have to agree to change the terms of the easement that currently passes on their driveway?
That's very possible. I don't have the exact language of the old easement in front of me. The newer one is probably a lot more detailed.
Probably so, because there is a requirement for easement language that did not previously exist. We know that because we recently updated the subdivision regulations. So my question to the Kozlowskis is, if the applicant asked you for permission to share the easement currently that you both share to the new lot that's being proposed, would you grant that permission?
No, we would not.
Because it means taking more of my property.
All right, and that's fair. I wanted to be on the record because your neighbors are suggesting that the solution.
Let the director of planning finish what she's saying, and then both of you can say what you have to say. Because
yeah, and I just wanted to clarify that, because your neighbors are suggesting that the solution is that the existing driveway can just be used, but nobody has asked you that question, which is if you would be willing. So you've just said that you're not willing, which is fine and within your rights. That being the case, I think we can take off the table the notion that the existing shared driveway can be used to access the re-subdivision, which puts us at the design as proposed. So I just wanted to toss that out there because it seemed to me to be a question that nobody was asking. They were making assumptions about what the Kozlowskis would permit. And actually, my second set of questions was around the easement, but Cindy kind of answered it already. We do have language in the revised subdivision regulations that requires easement agreements or homeowners associations, depending on the scale of the project, for shared assets such as shared drives. And Cindy did answer the question that has been provided. So those were my questions and comments. I thank you for the indulgence, Mr. Chairman. And if you want to go around the horn again, I can call them out.
Let's go around the horn, and we need to do it quickly. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, no more than a minute and a half to two tops, so we can move on, because we're already into this thing for an hour and a half, and we've become stalemated already. So let's do it and get it over with.
Very good. So I have Mr. Carr up next.
Hello. Am I on there? No? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can, sir.
Okay. Dave, I don't really quite understand what was just going on. Are you inclined to have the existing driveway that goes to your property and the Langley property, you want that to go away? Or do you want to utilize that and have the Langleys come through the woods and do their thing? Because I'm looking at a drawing here. Just you don't have to answer me, Dave. I'm just throwing this out there. But I got a drawing in front of me from the developer, and in that shaded line, going right down this easement area, and you have, it says access is for you. And that easement access is on the brunette side. So that access comes down and crisscrosses at the bottom. Now, Langleys have access on this drawing on the side of me. And it comes down and that hits that shared driveway. So I guess I'm confused with does the Langlois have a right to the Kozlowskis right away on the other side, the closest side to the Brunettes? And they're trying to, I think, flip the easement. And is that can be done? I don't know, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take, so you face, I'm standing in my backyard, Lefferton Road's behind me. Langlois, I'm looking at the driveway. They got the left side. Dave's got the right side. You go down the road, at the bottom of the road, the bottom of the driveway, they crisscross. So Langlois doesn't, I guess they want to give up their easement rights on the left side, but they want to be entitled to the easement rights on the right side, which are clearly identified on this map submitted by J&D, that it belongs to Dave and Patty. So to get what they want to flip the easement rights. That's what they want to do. And that's up to Dave. That's completely up to Dave and Patty. That's not up to anybody else, I think. So that's something that they need to talk about and do their thing. Now, another thing on the driveway that is proposed to be 16 feet wide, I got a drawing here that makes it more because you got the slopes and the drainage and everything. That driveway going through the proposed new easement, which belongs to Dave, is more like 38 feet wide. Okay, and then you're going to put the drainage in, and it's going to cause more trees to come down. In the file, the application file, a letter was sent, I believe by Planning and Zoning, to the developer, J&D, asking them, can you please provide us information on what your plans are for snow removal and storage during the winter months? And on an email in that file, Daniel replies, I do not think this is necessary based on the fact that who's ever plowing the road will not have my drawing in his possession, so I do not think it's necessary for me to submit the required information to the Planning and Zoning Board. Now, I don't really understand how a request from an authority in town be just brushed off by, I don't know, a developer and saying, I don't think that's required, so I'm not going to give it to you. And that's in the file. So this driveway that is a 16-foot driveway, get the drawing right here. It's 4 to the left for drainage or slope off. It's 6 to the right for drainage and slope off. And there's another 10-foot thing for some kind of pipe or something going through. It comes into like 38, 39 feet. And then you get the bypass thrown in for 10 feet. So we're talking, and then you will butt that up with the existing road that is 25 feet long. The access through this wooded area into the wetlands is going to be wider than the northbound 395 road. It's bigger than Route 12. It's bigger than 193. It's crazy. There's going to be nothing left. It's going to be nothing but a gravel thing. And then when someone goes flying down that road, I'm not even going to be able to hang out my laundry. There's going to be dust everywhere. They're going to wipe out that entire section between the existing road and the proposed road and the road's turnoff. Now, there was a talk about a compromise. Now, Dave, I don't know where you're coming from. Hey, whatever. But if you use the existing road halfway down, it clearly states 3 lots can use that. 3 interior lots can use that. You get halfway down, you put your bypass in, no damage to the woodland, no damage to the wetlands, and they come down and they bang a right like they've always done, and they scoot up out back. And then we save everything. Everyone's asking for a compromise. There it is. But once again, Dave, Patty, I don't know what I don't want to. I want you, the more important, I've known you for 36 years, so I want you to have what you think is best for you, because you of all people are going to eat the pain. You are going to eat the pain. And then myself and the Brunettes are going to eat the pain of this access road. Everything else is secondary. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be answered. We're trying to find a compromise. I understand that Joe wants to have a building lot out back, but Joe's got to understand, and so does Mr. Blanchett. It's like, okay, but how are you going to do it without really screwing up the neighborhood? There's going to be a way to get around this where everybody's happy. We just can't say this regulation, or I don't do this. You have to go talk to wetlands, or you're going to go talk to this person. That's crazy. And it's crazy to cut down all them trees. So much for protecting the last green valley, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to get too far into it because I'm getting a little worked up here, ladies and gentlemen, but there's got to be a compromise that works for everybody. I don't know what it is.
That's what we're trying to find out, sir. Who's next, Tara?
Sorry, I was on mute again. Sally's up next.
Go ahead, Sally.
Sally, 308 East Thompson Road. Regarding the proposed driveway, it's fascinating to see totally straight lines when we don't have knowledge of ledge or any invisible rocks at this point, which we know that the old fields, which that was an open field at one time, are full of rocks. There's a ton of ledge around here. So if this were to be approved with that proposed driveway, you may end up having it's more than likely not going to follow a straight line. The existing one doesn't follow a straight line because you had to go around a huge boulder that the developer could not move with his significant excavation equipment. So why is it that you think you're going to take a perfectly straight, like you're on a drafting board using a straight edge, and you haven't even done any boring? Again, I think that there's a lot of unknowns here. I do want to commend Mr. Carr. I thought he raised some very good points. And the other item that I want to raise is, say that the new shared driveway is approved, with the Kozlowskis, who originally had a verbal agreement with the original owner some 30 plus years ago to share maintenance. If they are left with that original shared driveway on their own, then they have to bear the burden of the entire maintenance. And is there going to be some type of compensation given to them? Also, I'm curious to know about the 8 feet that would impinge on their property towards where the new subdivision is proposed. When the Kozlowskis, when the Brunettes, any of those people, the Cars bought their property, they knew what the easements were. If you bring in a new form of easement, then these people, there has to be a legal arrangement. There has to be a request, and they can say yes or no. Otherwise, you are actually stepping into what I would call a taking of property. And this would suggest 8 feet of taking of the Kozlowskis' property. I know I would be fit to be tied. No one's messing with my private property. Also, it would suggest that you're getting into the area of eminent domain. I mean, is the planning and zoning going to say, oh, by the way, we're going to say that 8 feet of your property is now in an easement that you didn't agree to, and you purchased your property 34 years ago. And I would really like to have Daniel point out where the utilities will go. Can you make marks on there? Because we still don't, the application isn't complete. It doesn't show the proposed utilities. It doesn't show the grading limits. It doesn't show the disturbance limits. Y'all are working with an incomplete application, which should not be voted on.
Okay, Sally.
But I would really like to hear about the utilities and also about the proposed taking of 8 feet of the Kozlowskis' property and why they all of a sudden may have to bear burden of all the maintenance.
Okay, thank you very much.
And how in the world are you going to go just like a straight edge with drafting tools right down there?
Okay, Sally.
A miracle in New England.
Ms. White.
Mr. Lenke.
Your point has been made. It's under consideration. It will be taken under consideration.
Much appreciated.
It's starting to be. We're going over and over and over the same stuff.
These are new things that I just raised.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to move on. We got this all under consideration, and we'll decide one way or the other. We don't know what's going to happen right now. There's too many iffies here right now. So, who is the next on the list?
There is no one else with a hand up at the moment. Santos did have his hand up, but he put it down. Just quickly for a moment, some terms are being thrown around here. One of them being eminent domain. Eminent domain is something the municipality would do, and it involves compensation and condemnation of property. That is not anything that's been proposed by the town. Just want to be clear that there is no proposal of any kind for the legal action known as eminent domain. Go ahead, Brian.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I was putting my hand down. So thank you for that, Tira. And honestly, thanks for bringing up the existing gravel driveway with the Kozowskis. That's what was in my head earlier. Where I was going to go with this earlier was we don't have the existing easement and rights for the yellow driveway, right? Is that part of the submission?
Cindy, I think that question's to you.
No.
And the
Kozlowskis, I have the deed in the record, but that's for a lawyer to interpret.
Well, that's why I appreciate what Tira said earlier, because I think the general neighborhood was hoping to reutilize that yellow driveway that exists now, but the Kozlowskis made it perfectly clear that they did not want it extended to the back property, which the Langlois have every right to subdivide. They have the right to do that. So that's why they're submitting this new driveway, as long as it's on their property. So I was after whether or not we could modify the existing easement to allow that extension and keep everything the way it is now, just have it extend to the back. But I am now confused on whether or not that really is a possibility because of what was just said. So it's making it more difficult, in my opinion, to make a decision on this.
To your point, Daniel, to your point, Brian, where the yellow comes into the Langlois property with the orange, which is the new proposed, it comes across. Actually, it looks like it crosses over, and then but the new existing one from that point to the next property, which is, I guess, is what he's going to would be the other subdivision. Danielle,
I'm sorry. Say it again, please.
Where the yellow driveway, the existing driveway that comes into the property now, of Langlois. Then you got the new one that is already been proposed from Lithium Road all the way across straight line. So it does meet with that or crosses over it, whatever how it is. So if it's on that side of the property line, the continuation from there, like Brian said, going all the way back to the next lot, with that, but that would increase a couple cars going over the old existing right away. Would that be correct?
Yes. If I understand you correctly, I believe yes. Well, the new driveway is located entirely on my client's land owned by my client.
I understand that. In the Kozlowskis, they really don't want any more traffic or whatever on what they have on their property, so to speak. So now that's creating another dilemma. So again, all right, and especially where the telephone pole is to feed, I guess it's feeding that property right there now. If there's there an existing, that's an existing structure right there, right where the yellow is. Is that correct?
I'm really sorry. It's what, a structure?
Is that a house or structure or whatever right there at the end of the existing yellow driveway?
Yes, yeah, that's Joe's house. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So in other words, where the telephone pole is, that's on the Kozlowski side, feeds that house, correct?
Correct.
So in all, is that if he wants the new driveway, wants to put that straight driveway in, which will feed the property, the house and everything he has now, and then to the back side, the back lot behind him, which to the right. So that means he was going to put in a whole new existing utility line and everything, or he was going to stay with the pole on the Kozlowski side.
Yeah, he would use the existing poles and then have new utilities underground parallel to the proposed driveway.
And eventually that would eliminate the poles in line, him using that. Or if he's going to go underground.
He would use the existing poles to the end of the existing driveway. Like I said, there's
Okay.
already poles going to the end of the existing driveway right where it forks.
Okay, yes.
Then from there, we would come underground to the new house.
No, that answered my question. Thank you.
While I have the floor, I'd also just like to mention, the shared driveway is permitted in the zoning regulations. My client is allowed to do that. And whether another individual feels that it's the best solution or not, I feel it's the best solution. But again, whether someone feels that way, it's allowed in the regulations.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Brunette has her hand up again for a second pass. You have allowed others a second pass, so I certainly would recommend that. Then I have Cindy with a hand up. And then at your discretion, Ms. White and Mr. Carr have raised their hands again. They have both had a second turn. You did ask me to give you notice of where we were on time. We are at 8:47.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Ms. Brunette's up next.
I'd like to say something real quick. In one of the conversations, and I can't remember which property owner stated, they said that the site plans were not marked. So I've looked in the folder in June for the July 27th meeting. The July 27th meeting, there was a revised site plans in the folder and it's marked clearly. And then there was a site plan that said 6/22/26. That was given to you the night you accepted this for a public hearing. So the site plan changes were definitely in the record. I just want to let everybody know that.
And I'll just tag on to that a little bit before Ms. Brunette speaks. Some references, I believe, have been made to this not being a complete plan. This isn't a plan. This is a rendering, a color rendering that was provided to make it easier to discuss this within the public hearing. The full site plan is a separate document, which is a part of the record and that Cindy has referred to and the commissioners have had access to, as have had members of the public who have come in to view it. So I'm sorry to eat into your time, Ms. Burnett, but
that's
you're up
correct.
next.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Again, I want to reiterate the concern I have with the easements to the existing driveway. Who owns the property? Who is the landowner? how that's being used for this new shared driveway. I think there needs to be a clear understanding of that before any decision is made regarding this request. The other question I have, if you could scroll to the beginning of the map or the
To the
rendering.
street side?
The street side, please. Okay, so that curve of the existing shared driveway crosses over into that other property, okay, below that red line. So does that give the Kozlowskis the right to continue to use the existing shared driveway? Or are they going to need to have somebody come in and put in a new driveway? What is the plan for that?
They can still use their driveway. They don't have to change or move anything.
So as part of this new easement that is going to be between Langlois and the new property owner to this new lot, will that also be extended to the Kozlowskis?
No, I don't see why the Kozlowskis would have permission to use this new driveway.
They're not using the new driveway. They're going to continue to use the existing shared driveway.
Yes,
but
correct.
The way that this map is laid out, it looks like that is going to kind of move into property that is assumed to be owned by Langlois.
Yeah, the existing driveway shown in yellow, it kind of goes back and forth over the property line. It starts on Mr. Kozlowski's property, then goes on to Joe's property, and then swings back. It's located on both properties.
You're still not answering my question.
Are you talking the end of it, ma'am?
No, I'm not talking the end. I am talking this section right here, which is probably about 150 feet from the street to this first dash line. So how it curves, and that's another thing. This driveway curves for a reason. So to someone's earlier point, if you think that this proposed driveway is going to be a straight shot, it's not going to happen. But yes, I'm just with what you have outlined here in this red line and the fact that the existing shared driveway curves into that new driveway area. Are they going to be prevented from accessing their property if there is no easement between all three parties?
I don't see a way that they would be impacted by that. Or
you don't see a way, but legally, is there a possibility that they could be prevented sometime down the road, okay, for accessing their property?
Mr. Chairman?
No, the new driveway is entirely on my client's property. It does not affect Mr. Kozlowski's
I disagree, and I really
Okay.
think that I respectfully disagree. Okay, the easements are in question. How it was laid out in the original subdivision plan. And I think before any decision is made, that either the town attorney weighs in, like they already have to one of Daniel's questions, on where does ownership lie before a decision is made, and then you can't reverse that. That's my only concern, not my only concern, but that is a concern for me.
I thank you for that information and everything, ma'am. And what were you just going to say? I got to move on. Go ahead, Tara. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, if an easement exists, the adoption of a new unrelated easement doesn't neutralize the first easement. If the original easement exists on the deed, and I have not seen it, I am not looking at that, then it is an entirely separate matter from the new easement, which would apply to the two current and presumed future owners of the re-subdivided properties. Ne'er the twain shall meet. The Kozlowski's driveway exists. They use the driveway. No one has proposed on the Langlois side that they will lose access. That would be highly unwise on the part of Mr. Langlois, because that would be making him a bad neighbor. They are two distinct, unrelated pieces of property. And if the original easement to the original drive shared by Langlois and Kozlowski does in fact exist, it will continue to exist unless both parties choose to dissolve it.
And that would be between the two parties, though.
That would be between the two parties, and it would have nothing to do with planning and zoning.
Correct.
So you have Ms. White and Mr. Carr with their hands up. If you would like to give them a third pass, it is 5 minutes till 9. Jane has a hand up as well.
We had enough a discussion. We're going on this a little too long. It seems like we're starting to spin the wheel here and everything. Jane, say what you got to say, and let's move on.
Well, I have more questions, but we have spent 2 hours on this.
There you go.
Yeah, so I am thinking that this needs to be tabled until we meet in person for the next meeting. I believe that we have way too many questions that have not been answered, including the ones that I've still got, but we'll be here for another hour discussing it. So I'm going to make the motion that this be tabled until next month's meeting, when we can meet in person at the town hall and get the rest of our questions answered. Then we have already discussed all of this, so we need to table this and move forward, please. I've made the motion.
I second Jane's motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we actually do that though? It's been 60 days, right?
I'm sorry?
Can we actually do that? It's been 60 days since it's been applied, right? What's
30
the time
days.
frame of that?
64. I just counted it on the calendar, 64 days. So
Is
you
it?
have to get the applicant's permission to continue the public hearing.
Okay, like we did a couple times.
Yeah,
in the past.
yep.
So they have to agree. May I just take a moment on this before we go any further, both with the motion and discussing the legal time limits? In terms of the motion that is on the table, I understand, Jane, that you are eager to go back to having a hybrid and in-person option. That has not been decided. It is not at all clear if the next meeting will in fact have an in-person component.
Well,
that
we
is
don't-
something
we
that
don't-
the first
Tara?
selectman and the chair are going to discuss next week. So we don't want to get ahead of what has and has not been
Well,
decided.
I'm thinking
That's point
optimistically,
one.
Tara. I'm thinking optimistically. The time frame. Cindy, what is the time
Fair enough.
frame?
But the time frame is also relevant.
That's why I'm
The
asking you.
applicant has to agree to the extension. If the applicant does not agree to the extension, then you must make the choice at this meeting, because it will default, if it is a legal application, to approval.
Terry, I get all of that. You don't have to explain it to me, okay? So what is the time frame?
Cindy just said you're at 64
Daniel can make that decision for his client. He allowed us to table it last time to put it off till this month. Then let's ask Daniel.
So Daniel here. Unfortunately, I do not see my client present, so I cannot confer with him if he would be willing to grant an extension. My opinion as his representative is yes, you can have an extension. My only request is, if anyone has questions or comments, please submit them in writing to Cindy so that I can be fully prepared for the meeting next month.
Okay. I was going to suggest the same thing, Daniel, that we have our questions already and brought forward before we come in.
Do you want a gavel?
You can I interrupt here for a minute?
Go ahead, Cindy.
You can close the public hearing tonight.
I was just gonna do that.
And then you have 65 days to make a decision on the information that you have received through 2 public hearings.
Thank you. I was just
All right,
gonna
then I will amend my motion to, amend the motion to close the public hearing. That will give us extra time, correct?
Excuse me,
That'll
yes,
give us-
extra time to discuss only what you have discussed in the public hearing.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Nothing
So-
new.
All right, so I will make that motion that we close the public hearing.
Okay, you made the motion, and I believe Ryan Canoia seconded, correct?
Yes.
So do you
Yes.
also amend
I
your
second the amended motion.
Okay.
So now
Move to close. Okay.
Is everybody clear on that? I just want to make sure you're all clear on that.
Yeah, if
You
we
have
close
65
we're-
days
we're-
to make a decision.
Ci-
Okay.
Cindy, we're closing the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, we're not gonna make a decision on it because now we just have to. We'll be able to sit down and talk and get all the commissioners together to go over this again. If I have to, then we can. We don't have to have it be held next meeting. We could probably call for a special meeting and it will be only this subject. Would that be correct, Director?
You have the ability to set a special meeting to address this single issue if you would like. You do have that prerogative.
Thank you.
And also the public is not allowed to speak in the meetings where you're making a decision.
Correct.
Okay.
I understand that.
Okay, I want the public to understand that
Because
too.
we have to base everything on the information that we just got from July meeting and tonight. But we had one of the residents or the neighbors saying about that we should get in contact with the town lawyer. It's not our responsibility to get a hold of our town lawyer to settle this type of dispute. That they would have to get their own lawyer. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. But then the old lawyers, and then they can present their case. Would that be correct?
The subject of the easements is not within your authority. Your authority is solely based on your regulations.
Correct.
The only way in which an easement would be relevant is if, for a hypothetical, Daniel's client had not produced the proposed easement for the new shared driveway on the subdivision, because that is a requirement of your regulations. But commenting on old easements and deeds is not within your jurisdiction.
Make sure you got that in our notes and everything, and everybody gets these notes. Tara, so
yeah.
And I think the meeting, all I needed is everybody to be are in favor of closing this meeting to decide, and I will get back to you on an email that I might decide to bring this into a special meeting just for this subject alone, because, then we can spend the time on it, have a little bit more time on it to get our references together, all what people have said tonight with the easements and everything, and with Danielle, sorry, I apologize, Dan himself, Blanchette, you need to give us a little bit more information, give it to the CEO and the planner, whatever it is that is needed, so it can be given to us to go forward with this.
So John, just a slight correction. If you're closing the public hearing, you cannot receive any new information. Once you close the public hearing, you're done hearing, you move into discussion.
but the information we have, you can give it to us if we need.
Yes, existing
That-
information. Yes, yes.
That's what I was saying. Maybe I kind of didn't say it that way, but
Okay.
you're the only one. You and Cindy can give us the information we need if I decide to call a special meeting. Okay. We
Yes,
just need
yes. We would compile the existing information
Right.
into the equivalent of a packet for that meeting. Yes.
Okay. Because I just want the people to understand that's what that is all about. We're not, they will be able to sit in and listen, but nobody will be able to ask questions or give any information. Correct.
Correct. You can only address and discuss information received up to the point that the public hearing is closed.
Well, anyway, so now all in favor of closing the meeting?
You've got to do it on a roll call vote, John.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. All right. I'm going to start with Brian Santos.
Not so sure that's what the people wanted, but yes.
Dan Bennett,
Yes.
Kaiser Levesque,
Whoops, Kaiser Levesque, yes.
Jane Salcy,
Yes.
Joseph Parodi Brown,
Yes.
Steve Nickerson,
Yes.
Scott Lapworth,
Yes.
Ryan Canoia,
Yes.
Dave Popolowski,
Dave Poplawski, yes.
and John B. Linky, yes.
Public hearing is closed.
Public hearing is closed. Now we can move on to, and there is nothing about public hearing and possible action tonight because we closed it. So we'll move on to number 5, citizen comments. And everybody if there's anybody in citizen comments, Tara?
Not yet, but can I just clarify something about
Yeah.
the closing of the public hearing? Jane, your actual motion was to close and move the action into the next meeting. Is that correct?
No, I amended it is to close the public hearing.
Okay, so then I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think since you are not discussing it and taking action at this meeting, if your intention is to do it in a subsequent meeting, I think that's a separate motion and vote.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Brown.
I move that we table discussion on application 26-17 to our next meeting.
Steve Nickerson, second.
Hang on a minute.
I got it.
Joseph, you're talking about to the monthly meeting of next month?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be
September 28th.
28th. The 28th.
Okay, September 28th. Joseph Brody Brown makes it that we move it to the September 28th meeting. And Steve Nickerson seconded it.
Correct.
We'll take a roll call vote. I'll do the same thing again. Brian Santos,
Yes.
Dan Bennett,
Yes.
Kaiser Levesque,
Kaiser Levesque, yes.
Jane Salcy,
Yes.
Joseph Brody Brown,
Yes.
Steve Nickerson,
Yes.
Scott Lapworth,
Yes.
and Ryan Canoia,
Yes.
Dave Popolowski.
Mr. Lanky, I'm saying no, and the reason I'm saying no is because I heard nothing that went against the regulations of this board in any of this testimony, and it should not be continued. That's why I vote no.
Okay, you're entitled to that. And I'm gonna have to go along with Mr. Dave Popolowski on a no. Because I think we were handling it, but we must do what our due diligence says to us. So there it is. So that would be 8 in favor and 2 no's.
Correct.
Excuse me?
I was just saying correct. You got the count right.
Yeah. I'm getting a little lost here, but anyway, okay, we're on to nothing in citizen comments. We can move it next.
I do not see anybody with a hand up for citizens' comments at this time.
Okay, we're gonna move on to review of minutes, and it's the 7/27/26 P and Z special meeting. That's the online. And everybody read the minutes. Have gone over the minutes.
I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes of the 7/27/26 PZC special meeting.
Okay, who seconds it?
Mr. Chairman, Joseph Brody Brown, I second the motion to approve the
Okay.
minutes.
Okay. No discussion. We'll do the roll call vote again, and we'll start with Brian Santos,
Yes.
Dan Bennett.
I abstain. I wasn't there for the whole meeting.
Okay. Put you over there. Kaiser Levesque. I'll get back to her. Jane Salsey.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Jane Salsey.
Yes.
Joseph Parodi Brown.
Yes.
Steve Nickerson.
Yes.
Scott Lapworth.
Yes.
Ryan Canoia.
Yes.
Dave Popolowski.
Mr. Lanky, I'm going to abstain. I wasn't at the meeting.
Okay, thank you. And John B. Linky, yes. So the minutes of July 27th have been accepted. Special meeting. Number 7, application received for discussion and decisions. None.
What?
Ooh, oh, wrong one. Sorry, guys.
I think you meant applications received after agenda was posted.
No, I got the wrong one. I was using, this is August 24th. It says application received for discussion and decision. I'm going, okay. All right, we could go to the next one. Oh, yeah, we got the decision. No, we got P and Z 26/27. We got 3 of them to do. You guys ready? That would be correct.
Yep, you can call it out, Mr. Chairman. What's up? What do you have next?
Yeah, I got the P and Z 26/27. Andriana and William Hendricks, property owner of 1311 Thompson Road, map 114, block 24, lot 54A, zone RRAD, 2.36 acreage, request neighborhood limited enterprise permit to conduct in an enclosed structure and auto diagnostic and repair service of passenger cars and light duty passenger vehicles according to the zoning regulation, Article 14, 275-14.1 A and B.
May I say something? This is Cindy.
I was just going to ask for you if you would like to give your thoughts on it.
Okay. All right. So on the neighborhood, the criteria for the home occupation and NLE, I made a comment on top of it that everything from the A to all the points in that application, the applicant has covered everything that is required in her narrative and in their narrative in the site plan. So I did not bother to fill out any of those points because everything's covered. And then I wrote up the site development plan, which is Article 4, 275, 4.4. I have all my comments on there. And if there's any questions anybody has on my comments, you can either ask me or ask the applicant. But because this was so a well developed narrative in site plan, I will leave it up to the applicant to state their case if they're ready.
Oh, the great name.
Go ahead. Whoever is going to be representing it, Andrea
Hi.
or William.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. So Yeah, essentially we are currently an auto shop located in Westboro, Massachusetts. Our building is not going to be rentable in the future. They've been renting for 30 years. It's just happened to be that way. The owner of the building is selling said building, so we need to move our business somewhere else. And we are by appointment only, word of mouth. We're kind of small. So we figured it would not be a huge imposition to our neighborhood, traffic, anything, if we were to locate it in our backyard, kind of out of view. We want to put arborvitaes in the front to provide, privacy. We're trying to do something that would both benefit us and the town. There's definitely not a lot of auto repair places to go to around here. I mean, I didn't see anything particularly wrong with it, and it is our future.
And Mr. Chairman, the applicant did provide a very nice color rendering if you'd like me to share it.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Yes, I'd appreciate that too, Karen.
It would be.
Bear with me.
It'll be good. It'll be good for the rest of the.
Is that coming up for you yet? It doesn't look like it
No.
is. Why is that? Why is that? Bear with me 1 second. I think I got to reopen it from my email. I apologize.
Cindy, while she's trying to do that, I got these pictures here still from the packet that you gave us. There's one in here, I believe.
Yeah.
Where you got the barn, there's a barn here and you got the tractors and stuff. So it's going to be off from that, correct?
No, it's not going to be off of that. It's going to be, if you look at photo 4, I have it a little bit too close. The proposed structure is going to be near that tree on the left side. And that shed is coming down.
Oh, the shed's coming down. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Can you guys see that now?
I gave you a picture of the barn so that you would know that the water facilities are in the barn. It's just a walk from the new structure to the barn.
So,
intensive hand washing.
So what I'm looking at on these pictures, Cindy, is that there is plenty of room for where they're going to put the new building. I believe is what I'm looking.
Yes, and it'll be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
And then, and with their designated parking area, whatever it's going to be, is going to be limited to how many vehicles? Because like she just said, they're going to do by appointment only and everything. So, we need to kind of establish what are they going to be considering, how many vehicles they're going to do a day.
I think I mentioned it in my site plan, typically 4. That's the most common that we see. Sometimes if it is really an emergent thing, we might see 7 or 8.
So is that 7 or 8 outside, or some of them will be stored inside and some outside?
So we have enough storage in the enclosed building that's proposed to house every customer's vehicle.
So so my question to you, ma'am, is that you're looking at you to stay what they call not profitable, but doing what you like to do. You're looking at maybe 5 to 6 vehicles that you're going to be doing, because a lot of them will be coming in for diagnostic. You're going to be doing a normal maintenance on these vehicles for these people, and stuff like that, whatever the maintenance is. You're looking at 30-minute turnaround time?
It really depends. We do a lot more like complex things sometimes. It just take time, not complex, but they just take a lot of time. We're typically the shop that if you can't get anyone else to do it, we'll do it. Just because they have 50 years worth of knowledge between them at this point. But I'm not entirely, it just varies. I would say if you had to put a cap on it, like 10. But there's plenty of room with the parking spaces. I'm not sure what happened here, but they are designated, like there's 3 where the current driveway meets the south part of the line. There's another 4 in our part of the driveway, and then where the proposed one, you can fit about 4 vehicles outside, but in the proposed structure itself, we can pretty much fit all of that. Then that's where they would be stored, like, generally speaking. Like, we don't typically keep parked vehicles outside if we can avoid that.
That was kind of my question is how many vehicles are you going to have outside? What's inside to me is out of sight, out of mind. Okay. See that because of the traffic flow coming in off the road to your property, with all the neighbors around you. I'm looking at that. But if they're going to be more inside and only 2 or 3 cars waiting outside, so when you get one done, you take one in, whatever the case may be. I get automotive, how it works. It's just the idea is that we have to consider that and I'm looking at what needs to be considered. I'm not speaking for the rest of the commissioners, but we want you to have this. I love this, what you're doing. And it's really a good plan that you got together, and with Cindy's help here on what the pictures I see and everything, I think it's a good thing. I'm just sorry you're losing your place in wherever it is, Westboro, or wherever it was. Just sorry you're losing that, but at least you have something that will be where you don't have to drive there to go to work every day. Now you can just be home and do it.
Yeah, it'd be super nice.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Poplawski has his hand up to comment.
Yes, go ahead, Vice Chair.
Good evening, Ms. Hendricks. So I think and I'm not sure, I got these papers all out of order, but on one of the attachments, it's right, it must be number 12, bullet point number 12, subsection 6. It says customer vehicles remaining overnight shall be stored inside the enclosed building. Is that still your intent? Because it seemed like it was a little bit. So there would be nothing outside overnight. It would be all inside.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. So that kind of limits what you could have there anyways at that point, because if you have 10 spots inside and you're putting them all in, you're limited to what'll fit in there anyways. So I commend you. This is, the documentation and the information you provided is exceptional for what we typically see here. So so thank you for that. Here I am live. The only other question, Cindy, I had for you, I like all the proposed conditions of approval. I think they're very in-depth. The only thing I questioned was number 33, any business sign shall be non-illuminated, shall not exceed 4 square feet. I'm not sure of what the regulation is for.
I wasn't quite sure either. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, and that's fair. So I think that's something that, that Cindy might have to look in and just guide you.
Oh yeah, whatever the regulation is, we'll do it. Like that's fine.
Yep. That's all the questions I had. Thank you.
That, but I think Hallmark has a special. I'm looking right now. Has a special size of sign, but we'll make sure we can put that as a condition to make sure that the sign complies with the Hallmark of the NLE regulations. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Perfect. And then, everything I looked at on the proposed conditions of approval, I don't know if we have an open board seat or not, but I think Ms. Hendricks could fit right in here. The way she's writing these conditions up. I don't even think Brian Santos wrote conditions like this before for any of the applications. So great job on that. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm a high school teacher, so that's
chemistry, guys and gals.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Salsi has her hand up as well.
Go ahead, Jane.
Yes, kudos, Adriana. You did an exceptional job, and I hope your students appreciate you as a teacher, because if this is what you're putting out to them, they are going to learn. I have one question. In this, and I love the way it's set up and it's in the back and everything else. It's a question for maybe down the future. Do you see any expansions that might be coming down the road?
No.
Okay, so you're going to keep it within what you have given to us, correct?
Yes, we've gone over this many times before I made this, and this is what's decided and nothing more.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
Nobody else has a hand up, sir.
Okay, because now we can take an action on it.
Can,
Now, go ahead. Whoever.
it's Kai. Sorry, I just have two questions. Well, I think two questions.
Go ahead.
One, noise for abutters, and maybe you already covered it, and I apologize if I missed it. But just if there's any noise, where is there a house compared to that structure? And what does the abutters, no abutters are on this call? I'm not saying that there's a problem. I just want to
No,
make sure that
it's
your
quite
abutters
fine.
know that there's something going on.
Oh yeah. Our nearest, I would say, based off of this map, maybe over 100 feet from us is there's nobody anywhere near the north or the south part. Only the east part. There's a house set way back. You cross what used to be an old stream. It's all dried up now, and then that's their house after that.
I assume that all the abutters have been, well, maybe I shouldn't assume, but everybody has been notified, I would assume, or a
No, it's
sign
not a
at the end of the
special,
driveway.
no, guys, it's not a special permit, so they don't have to be notified.
Because
It's
it's got
just
all.
site plan review by the commission. Or it's an NLE, I'm sorry. And that does not, NLEs is not a requirement to notify the abutters of the discussion of this application. Now you can change that later and have it as special permit, but right now it is not a special permit.
A few of our neighbors know. Nobody cares yet, but I have not talked to the person behind us. Just I don't know who they are.
Mr. Santos has his hand up, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Brian.
I want to say, I think we're setting the stage for future applications that are similar to this. So I just want to give special consideration to the quantity of cars coming in and out, regardless of the size of that structure. So I just want my commissioners to think about that. And I have a Google Earth image if you want me to share my screen of.
Can you hang on for a minute, Brian?
Yep, I'm all set after that.
Yeah, I know. Dave.
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
I need you to continue this for about whatever it takes. I have to head out. Something just came about for me, so please continue with this for me, please, Vice Chair.
I will. I don't know if
Tara.
Yes.
Mark my time out. And Dave taking over, and then when I come back, I'll let you know.
Yeah, very good. So the chairman steps away at 9:28, and Vice Chair Poplawski is taking over chairing of the meeting at that time.
So Brian, you wanted to share Google Earth?
Yeah, I can if you guys want me to. Yep.
I think you should be able to do that now.
Yep, I can.
Yep.
I
There you
was
go.
gonna say in the paperwork there is also not like that nice, but there is the one from Vision that shows the property. It's not quite updated, but
Yeah, so this is where it's at right now. You zoom in here. This is the barn house. So the building will sit right here. And there's a house here and a house over here.
I think that driveway right there, that's a red barn. That's a barn right there, Brian, also to the south of,
It's not their house.
yeah, it's a red barn. Red roof is a barn.
Oh, this is a barn?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So Brian, can you just pinpoint where the structure was going?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get it. There you go.
Sorry.
So that's
I
a
don't
little,
mean to be-
I was just trying to get an older image in the fall or whatever without the leaves. So the barn is going to go right here.
No.
Well, the structure, sorry.
The structure.
And what neighbors have you not met up with or met?
The ones behind.
The one over here, behind the structure.
Yeah.
My general comment is that you can build a structure. I just want to make sure we're setting the right quantity of vehicles coming in and out for a
I agree,
residential
Brian.
neighborhood.
I was thinking the same thing. This is Kai's.
Brian, she addresses that in 5.3, appointment and vehicle limits.
Yeah, what was that? Just remind me, Cindy. Sorry.
Okay, business will open by appointment only. Appointments will be staggered to limit arrivals, departures, and customer congregation. A typical day is expected to involve approximately 1 to 4 customer vehicles. No more than 8 customer vehicles will be present on the property at one time, including vehicles stored inside the building. Ordinarily, no more than 4 customer vehicles will be parked outside at one time. Vehicles undergoing complex or extended repairs may remain overnight only inside the enclosed secured building. No business-related parking will occur on Thompson Road. Customers will generally drop off and leave rather than remain on site. No formal customer waiting room is proposed. Customer congregation will therefore be minimal and consistent with Article 14, 275-14.1A3E. Okay?
Yep. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Brian, like I brought up, in the proposed conditions of approval, all repair work shall, no, I meant that wasn't the one. No more than 8 customer vehicles shall be present at property at one time, including vehicles stored inside the building. And then I lost it. Customer vehicles remaining overnight shall be stored inside the enclosed building. So no vehicles will be outside at night as per the conditions proposed by the applicant.
I mean, okay, if that works, I'm trying to just write this so it works. If you guys want me to have a certain limit, just let me know. And
Mr. Chairman, you've got
Yeah.
Jane and then Kai's with hands up.
Okay. J comes before K, so Jane.
She was actually first.
I knew that. Thank you.
Okay,
Jane.
now, hi. Okay, so I'm in line with Kaizenors and Brian, Kaisor and Brian, the precedent. I mean, we've already had one individual up on Porter Plain Road. I know it's 2 different areas, but yeah, as long as she's sticking to what is in this, because I don't want to see a precedent set, and that kind of makes me think that this man that was on Porter Plain is going to come forward and say something, well, you're allowing it here, why can't I do it? So yeah, I'm just putting that out there. That's all.
Mr. Chairman, I think at least partially address that.
Yeah, go ahead, Tara.
Yeah, so what I would say about that, Jane, and there is a fair amount of discretion that you guys are allowed in the NLEs, but that gentleman was specifically talking about
a lot,
a dealership,
yeah, a lot, yes,
and
yes.
you specifically address that as an activity that is allowed or not necessarily prohibited, but you've specifically called out districts where it is allowed. So the way zoning works, you've got cover there to say, look, we've described this as an allowed activity in the TCDD and the BDD, I think, are the two districts. So if we're not specifically saying it's allowed in these other districts, the presumption is it is not. I think you've got cover there, but
Okay,
it
all
is a
right.
fair point. It's
Yeah,
The other-
no, okay. Yep.
The other point is he does not live on that property. And one of the conditions of NLE is you live on the property.
Oh, very good. Thank you, Cindy.
Okay, thank you.
And then Kai's was next, Mr. Chairman.
Hey, Kais, go
Sorry,
ahead. Thank you,
Yep,
Kais.
sorry, I was hitting buttons that I wasn't supposed to. I was trying to unmute myself. So a
We
couple
can hear
things.
you.
Oh, good. One is, what will you do with the oil or anything that you need to get rid of? Any waste?
Sure.
That,
So
you know,
I'm not sure if it got transferred in, but we do have a company that we've selected ahead of time. It's like Connecticut Recycle or something.
That's
But
number 8 on the narrative
okay,
that I sent to you.
okay. And then I'm not trying to go backwards here, but I just want to Jane and Tira's point about the Porter Plain, and I'm not trying to bring up a discussion that we shouldn't be talking about with this application, but that precedence on Porter Plain, that guy also has this same deal in Worcester, in Massachusetts, where he fixes vehicles. So I'm just trying to not set a precedence. If he wants to move to Porter Plain and also do this, anyhow, that's just my 2 cents there. And then my third thing would be is how much wooded wood line are you going to leave that between that house, the property that you haven't met? They are out in the boondocks there practically, somewhat. Are they gonna be, I just don't want to give them shell shock that they're gonna be losing their privacy.
I
If that
mean,
makes any sense.
no, that's okay. They put up a garage there that all of a sudden and we didn't know about it. So I don't
Okay.
think that it would, it's kind of almost going to mirror theirs. But the way that I drew it out outside when I walked the property and I did all the measurements myself, there's one tree in our property that has to come down, but it doesn't even really meet that wood line there. It doesn't quite get to that. When I took my 100-foot measuring tape and I attempted to go along my property.
That's
Your
all.
house is also
sorry.
elevated up and ours is down.
Okay.
JBL, do I see you're back in the meeting now?
Yeah, I just got in. Just let Dave finish this out. I'm going over some stuff here in the meantime, but the only thing is that I think Dave, you covered everything. You got everything covered and everything, and I think you need to take it into a motion, I believe, because
Would you like to make that motion, Mr. Chair, Mr. Temporarily not the chairman?
yes, I will make that motion. That Adrienne and William Hendrick, P&Z 2627, long as they stay within what they did presented to us. So I make the motion that we accept.
Well, Dave had a couple of conditions. Do you want to repeat those, Dave?
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't hear him. I just got back.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So just specifically to the conditions that the applicant supplied, the overhead on number 13, overhead doors shall remain closed during noisy work except for vehicle movement or necessary ventilation. I just asked that as one of the conditions that if there's ventilation fans that are placed, that they're placed in consideration with the neighbors. Trying to look back at what Brian had for I guess if you're gonna do ventilation, Miss Hendricks, vent it towards your house, put the fans like blowing the air towards your house, not out into the neighbors or to the wood line. And I know it's just circulation air that would be moving,
No, it's
but
okay. The only time we end up ever doing that is when customers accidentally put diesel in their non-diesel cars. But that's the only time that it gets really that bad. Other than that, it's not really. Venting is more like the car's on, going in, then coming out. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you could, even
but
if you
of
could,
course, we will do that.
if you can move the tailpipe, the tailpipe collectors, put those towards your house. Don't leave it so that it's affecting the neighbors as much as possible. You can put it the other way. And the other thing I had was the sign, just, adhering to what the sign is for NLEs in that district. I'm not sure what that is, but that I'd like to make that as a motion of the condition. And I think the conditions that you listed, I feel that those can be incorporated too, Cindy. I know it's it's a pretty broad list, but I think that if the applicant wants to provide that list, then I think that can be a set of conditions. And I don't I'll open it up to anyone else who has Mr. Joe Perotti.
That's a motion on the table. JBL, do you amend your motion to
Yes,
include the conditions?
I will amend my motion to what Dave just brought in, except I'd like to add to that motion that to think about a lot of places, instead of venting out the side of the building, they send the exhaust up like almost through the roof. So that would eliminate the noise and carbon dioxide or CO2 and all that stuff. It's just something that they need to think about.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when we get to the construction of the building, those will be included anyway.
Okay.
All right. I think I have.
Joe?
I have that for the minutes. Yeah.
So,
I guess, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess first I will second Mr. Lenke's motion with conditions.
Thank you.
And then I'd like to discuss one of those conditions. I think similar to the sign, the hours of operation that the applicants have proposed are Monday through Friday only. I imagine a lot of people are looking to make appointments for their cars on a Saturday.
We don't do that.
Okay, they don't want to work on Saturday, so
We're very strict about that.
Fantastic. I was going to say,
Monday through Friday, no.
As long as they're not limiting themselves, then go with it.
Okay, that's it, Joe. Thank you. Watch out for that hot tea. All right, so I guess we will take a roll call vote.
Do you want me to start with the names? Because I got a list. I got my list right here, Dave.
That would be great.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Brian Santos.
Yes. Nice job, Adriana. Thank you.
Dan Bennett.
Yes.
Kaiser Levesque.
Yes, but only under those conditions.
That's noted. Jane Salsi.
Yes, ditto on what Kai said.
Joseph Perotti Brown.
Yes, and the joy of an educator to another educator.
Hey. Steve Nickerson.
Yes.
Scott Lapworth.
Yes.
Ryan Canoia.
Yes, and great job. Maybe you can replace one of our people.
You guys are so sweet.
We got 14 months to go.
On the days.
Dave Popolowski.
Dave Poplowski, yes.
And John B. Linke, yes. It's unanimous. David's unanimous.
So I'm going to say that Chairman Lenke retook the chair at 9:44. How's that?
I relinquish my chair.
Can I make one more comment?
You got a taste of it, Dave. All right.
Can I make one more comment?
Yes, go quick.
So this goes to the Zoning Board of Appeals in September. I think it's September 12th. But you actually received the report from the Zoning Board of Appeals. So I will send the applicate. I'll send the approval over to the Zoning Board of Appeals. And when she
Okay.
then she has to go to the state. You know, it's a
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, she's gotta do the MV motor vehicle this stuff and all
Right.
that.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just for the sake of some of the newer commissioners, they're not going to the Zoning Board of Appeals to appeal anything. They are going to ZBA because they have a specific role to play when motor vehicles are involved.
Correct. That understood, gentlemen?
They approve the certificate of approval to have dealership, car repair, etc.
Correct. All right. All right. Anybody else? If not, we're moving on to P and Z 2628. Applicant Thomas Shippey, property owner Alex LeBlanc, 43 Wilsonville Road, map 77, block 62, lot 63, A1 zone RRAD, 10.01 acres. Request to install ground-mounted solar array according to zoning regulations, Article 14, 275-14.5B, number 1, zoning permit with site plan review by commission. Discussion and action. We need a motion first before we get into discussion and action.
I motion for discussion.
Who is it?
Lapworth.
Gone
Okay,
Lapworth.
thank you.
I will second Steve Nickerson.
Okay. Okay, let's go into the action of it.
Tom Shippey had to leave. He had another engagement. It's cut and dried. It was like the other ground-mounted solar projects you've approved in residential areas. As a matter of fact, you approved one at that same location because there's 2 houses on that location. So I wrote it out, the review, and if you have any questions, if you don't think you can make a decision without the installer or the property owner here, I guess you could put it off to next month. But it's kind of cut and dry. If you have any questions on anything that I wrote out for you.
Any questions from the commissioners to the CEO? If not, we'll take it to a vote.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead, Dave. Vice Chair, I mean.
So Cindy, so NDDH approved it.
Yes, they did. Approved.
Conditionally approved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wetlands
Also,
approved it. Is not required. Yep.
okay.
Yep.
All right, but you checked the setbacks, obviously. We're good with setbacks and
Oh yes, yes.
okay. All right, that's all I had. Thanks,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, VC. Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead, JB.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dave.
I'm gonna second you. Good.
Okay. I move to approve application 26-28.
I will second that motion. Dave Poplawski.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dave P. All right. I'm going to take no, we don't need to discuss that any further. So we'll take a roll call vote on this, and I will start with Brian. I'm going to start with you because that's the order I got everything. That makes it easier.
Yep. Yes. I'm good.
That's all I need to hear. Dan Bennett.
Yes.
Kaiser Levesque.
Yes.
Jane Salsey.
Yes.
Joseph Perotti Brown.
Yes.
Steve Nickerson.
Yes.
Scott Lapworth.
Yes.
Ryan Canoia.
Yes.
Dave Popolowski.
Dave Pavelski, yes.
And John B. Linky, yes. Excuse me, it's unanimous. On to the next one. P&Z application 2629, applicant Adriana. Oh, this one's only got one N in it. Adriana Ojeda, property owner of 175 Wilsonville Road, map 77, block 47, lot 5, RRAD zone. 0.33 acres. Request to open a mobile food vendor business seasonal from April 1st to October 31st, according to zoning application Article 7, 275, 7.2, number 19, zoning permit with site plan review by the commission.
Okay, she's here, but I will say is we don't have the Northeast District Department of Health's approval yet. They're making an appointment to go out there to see the position of the mobile home. And
Friday.
What was that, Andrew?
They'll be here Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay, good. And do have wetlands approval. And there is some question of the setbacks from the neighbor's property, and we might be working on arranging it in a perpendicular way as opposed to parallel to Wilsonville Road. I was out there today, and the way she wants to do it, there is enough either way for 5 cars to park there. And pulling out, I checked the site vision on Wilsonville Road, and you can see when you're pulling out, and you don't have to go out to the middle of the road to do it. The site vision is not disturbed. It's very good site vision pulling out of the property. So it's your choice. If you want, after asking questions, if you have questions, it's your choice if you want to approve it on the condition that and Northeast District Department of Health approves it, or if you want to continue this application to next month.
I was just going to ask you that question, CEO. Would the young lady be okay if we continue it to next month? And so we do definitely get the NDDH approval, because we really don't want to get into the, oh, why did you do this and why did you do that? So it'd probably be in best interest for you, because some of the things that Ms. Dunn had just said is that you're going to be changing the trailer and everything, the direction of it and everything, which I think is a good idea. But I think it would be better, my opinion, that we continue it to the next meeting of September 28th, I believe.
Okay. So as long as I'm within the 20 feet from the property line, and I have the approved health department, there isn't any other considerations that I would need to be aware of.
Unless the commission members have some questions that they want answered right now, it's up to you, commission. It's up to the commission.
Understood.
Anybody like what I just said? I mean, I saw your everything today in the office when I went and had to go in, and Cindy was showing it to me and everything, and it's a good idea, but we still would like to have official approval from the NDDH.
Perfect.
Okay, and if you had that right now in your hand, it'd be a different story.
Okay. And I think that's where I'm at. But it's easier for me, to be honest, to pass the ad inspection than it would be to move that 32-foot camper. I think that, yeah, it's super easy for me to pass that inspection. So I think the only other thing I did have for the commission was because it is a food truck, I think there might have been a requirement regarding registering the camper as part of the license for permission for the food permit. I will not be moving this camper, and I already paid for liability insurance for this property and for that business. So is it still a requirement that I like get a insurance and a registration plate for the camper?
You're never gonna move it?
No.
John, I think your regulations require it. I don't think that you've got discretion not to permit that, not to require that.
Okay. That was the question. Okay.
And Dr. Perotti Brown has his hand up, and
Go ahead, Joseph.
Vice Chair Poplawski after that.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you. Cindy, can you talk to me a little bit again about that, the camper may be moved a little bit? Is that what you were saying, Cindy?
Joseph, I believe the best way I can describe it, the way it's being set up, I don't know if you got the paperwork in front of you, but here's the side of a building. I'm going to try to give you an illustration. And right now, it looks like it's going from the side of the house towards the property line, okay? Because of the length. But if she could spin it, we call it spin it. When they're not, you want to call it moving, but it's going to be pivoted towards where it'll be facing the whole side of the building, the side of her house, if I'm correct. So that gives her more room from the side of the trailer to the property line, the offset. And that would give her more parking space, so to speak. The way it would be set up now, it would take away majority of that opening. Am I correct?
So the way that we're looking at it on the screen is how it is now, but it will look more like, that's an old picture.
That's an old picture. Yes.
Okay.
So
it's
okay. Adriana, Joseph, just visualize what she's got there for that old picture. Where the trailer is now, that would be on the side of this garage. We'll use that as an example. That's the best way I can describe it. And it will be the length of the side of that garage. The way she originally wanted to put it, that's even better. If you took this trailer and you put the back end of the trailer to the back of this wall, the thing would extend out, say, 30 feet, I believe.
So it's going to be 90 degrees from where it is in this picture.
Well, yeah.
To look how it looks in the site plan.
Correct.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Be more. So this will give this whole thing where you see all that wood and everything, the logs and everything. That will give her the more parking space, what she's looking for. Now, Cindy,
can I answer Joe's question? I didn't realize I wasn't on a speakerphone. I was off. Okay, so right now, whoops, she took the picture away.
Put it back up, B.
Yeah, if you can get it back, it'd be nice so I can explain it. But okay, so right now it's parallel to Wilsonville Road. The thought is to take it and do it perpendicular to, so that would be right here, along the side of the garage here. But where it is now, all she has to do is just move it 5 more feet, and then she'll be within her 20 feet. So it's going to be a decision that she has to, they're going to have to make, whether they're going to do it perpendicular or if they're going to just move it over that 5 feet so that she has her 20 foot setback.
Understood. Okay, thank you, Cindy.
Okay.
And Dave's had his hand up for
Go
a bit.
ahead, Dave.
So the only comment I got, Brian, leave that picture up, please. So and Cindy, I can appreciate you going out there and looking at the site, the line of sight. The concern I have is that's going to need a driveway opening permit. So that's going to have to go to the DPW. I think if we're tabling this for a month, I think that someone should contact, the applicant should go to Joe and say, "Here, I'm looking at parking over here. You can see the road's unraveling right there already. Right. So we're going to need a driveway opening permit. We're looking at putting a little retail coffee shop with with the camp or the food cart, and what is your feeling on this? And can I get a driveway opening permit? Because he's going to be the one who actually is going to say yay or nay to this. Because it's going to be that, up to him.
You're absolutely right.
If he can't do a driveway there, I think we've all been driven through that road. It's a very narrow road, and you got an outcrop of trees. And I don't know whose trees those are, if that's on the abutting property or if that's on your property. If you go to the left, Brian, a little bit. So that right there, I don't know whose tree that is.
Town
That
tree.
outcrop. So that might be yours. But anyways, that's my recommendation, because I think we might have some difficulty before you even start. So I would start there, please.
I have a question too. I can't seem to raise my hand in this view, but my question is this. This isn't a business that's outside the home. Should this be classified as a neighborhood limited enterprise instead?
What was your question again, Brian? I'm sorry.
This is a business that does not reside in the home. It's actually in a camper.
Right. So it's going under that new regulation that you approved of this year, the mobile home
Mobile food vendors.
Mobile food vendors. Thank you, Tara.
Okay.
So it's going under that regulation.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
If you have any disagreement with that, we could change it over to neighborhood limited enterprise.
Yep. Understood. I do remember that vendor review. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, B, I think the applicant had either of those as an option, but in the case of a mobile food vendor, you guys went to the lengths of describing some very specific conditions to be met. So I think you should use the regulations that you have in fact developed for that very purpose.
For the mobile food truck?
For the mobile food vendor, because that's what it is.
Okay.
That's fine. We can start with that. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Now, we got that pretty much all in line. Let's do the continuation so she can get, like what Dave said, needs to get a hold of Joe. That's going to could take a couple, 3 weeks. Hopefully that could be all done with Cindy, the CEO's help to help push it along for her, and with the NDDH. So if we get all of that stuff in, I think we covered everything pretty much. I just need to get everybody.
I believe Dr. Perotti Brown has his hand up for a very specific purpose right now.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Do you want to take this one, Dave?
I'll make the motion that we continue application 26-29 to the next meeting in September.
September 28th.
September 28th.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that motion.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do the roll call again for that. Brian Santos.
Yes.
Dan Bennett.
Yes.
Kaiser Levesque.
Kaiser Levesque, yes.
Jane Salsey.
Yes.
Joseph Perotti Brown.
Yes.
Steve Nickerson.
Yes.
Scott Lapworth.
Yes.
Ryan Canoia.
Yes.
Dave Popolowski.
Dave Popolowski, yes.
And John B. Lanky, yes. It has been moved to September. Now we're on to the next one. Applications received after agenda. None. Reports of officer and staff. We'll go to the budget guy. Do you have a budget for us, or do you think it's necessary?
No, so it's necessary to continue to push the budget aside because the third vote failed, and it's not appropriate at this time to discuss the budget matters.
Thank you, Mr. Canoia. We move on to planner.
Yeah, and I'll be brief because, John, you did want me to let you know as we got on time and time. We are just after 10.
Yeah.
So I will be as brief as possible. You guys saw, I believe, the response that I forwarded to you from Attorney Roberts related to two questions about the proposed expansion of the cannabis moratorium. And that includes a question that Ray posed to me via email the following day, whether it would be legal or proper to propose to the people of Thompson by direct democracy to allow or prohibit retail cannabis going forward. We do have that answer. It is possible along a narrow path, which you wouldn't really be able to do until next year, but we can talk about that in the next subcommittee meeting. So the only other thing that I would say we really should decide here is the date for your September subcommittee meeting for regs review. Looking at my calendar, if you want to stick to a similar pattern of the week before your monthly meeting, I could do Thursday the 22nd, if that's amenable.
Is there anybody?
Or Monday the 19th. Or Monday the 19th.
Monday the 19th and Thursday, what?
Monday the 19th. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm into October. Scratch that, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say your dates are off, Tara.
Yeah. I turned too many pages in my day book. Okay, so if we are September 28th, then I am available to host a subcommittee on either Wednesday or Thursday, the 23rd or 24th of September. And I believe, although he's not here to say otherwise, that Ray has a personal commitment on Wednesdays. I guess what I would recommend is just going around the horn with the 10 who are here and just go majority rule Wednesday or Thursday. I think that's the most fair because then you'll get your majority there one way or the other.
All right. When I call your name out, you say the date you want, 23rd or 24th.
Actually, say Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, Wednesday or Thursday. Okay.
Please. Yes.
Brian Santos.
Thursday.
Okay. You got that, Tara?
I do.
Okay. Dan Bennett.
Wednesday.
Kaiser Levesque.
Thursday.
Jane Salsi.
Thursday, if I can get on, I'm not going to be here. So
Joseph Perotti Brown.
I am unavailable both nights.
Steve Nickerson.
Thursday.
Scott Lapworth.
Wednesday.
Ryan Kanoya.
Thursday.
Dave Poplowski.
Dave Poplowski, either one.
I'll count you in both columns.
And John, Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, we have a majority for Thursday. I'm pretty sure that from past commentary that also works better for Ray. So I will book it for Thursday, the 24th, 7 to 9 p.m.
Thank you.
And that's all I've got. So at your discretion, Mr. Chairman, since you're at the 3-hour mark, if there's Cindy has her report. After Cindy's report, I think you can make your call.
You got it. Go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, I just on 1097, I'm in communication with the attorney, and I have to give him some information which I did not have time to do before this meeting, but it is cleaned up. I did go out to the property. Whoops, my battery's running low. I did go out to the property, and it's pretty clean, obviously, from what it was. I took pictures of the inside of the building because I could see one of the windows didn't have a cover on it. There's a lot of stuff inside the building. So that's that report. Do you have any questions? Anybody has any questions?
I have for you.
Yeah, go ahead. You have a question, John?
No, I said I have nothing for you. I think you just covered it pretty well.
And then I gave you the zoning permits from the beginning of the year to July 30th.
Actually, I'm very impressed with that.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed with that. I like that. Now we have that. I'm glad that discussion we talked about, and I think it's good for us commissioners. Now we know what you signed off on and everything. That's a good thing.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Very well done.
And I'll do it every month now, so it won't be as long.
Yeah, it's great. Very helpful.
All right. Now we're gonna go on to correspondence. Everybody's got the paperwork on the Town of Webster and Connecticut Federation Planning and Zoning Agency newsletter. Number 11, signing of MyLars. That we were okay with the MyLar. You emailed me today that I have to come in and sign one.
Do you want me to read it off?
If you want to.
It's PZC 2021, applicant Green Valley Storage, LLC, Zachary Labonte, 72 Main Street, and he brought the Mylar in for it to be signed off so they can file it and they can start their project.
Need a vote on that.
Zoning permits. So I need a vote.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Sorry, Dave has hit his hand up and I did not.
Yeah, Dave is first. I'm sorry. My attention was away.
I had a question back for Cindy. So if you were making a motion, Joe, go ahead. I had to go back on some. I had a question for Cindy.
Go ahead. Ask Cindy your question, and then I'll.
Cindy Tira, Dr. Sharma, the permit that we approved, the subdivision that we approved, and you don't have to give it maybe next month if we can get an update on that, and then Cindy Thompson Road, the 3 floors, 2 floors, 3 floors, next month maybe.
I can take Dr. Sharma first, mostly to tell you there's not much update, except we expect there to be oral arguments of some kind in the month of September. There is no new action filed on the civil court docket as of right now, but that's my last conversation with counsel.
Okay, so nothing new for us. It's still approved through us anyways.
Nothing is gonna change for you guys there unless the court actually accepts the suit, accepts their arguments and overturns it. So there's nothing more for you to do regardless. Either your decision's going to stand or the court's going to reverse it. Your work is done.
Perfect. Thank you. Good.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the MyLar for Cindy. What's that application again, please?
PZZ 2021. Excuse me. 2621. That was a misprint.
Yeah, 2621.
Yeah.
I second that.
Boy, you two guys have been cousins tonight. All right. And I'll take a quick roll call here. So we got it. So it's official. Brian Santos.
Yes.
Dan Bennett.
Yes.
Kaiser Levesque.
Yes.
Jane Salsey.
Yes.
Joseph Brody Brown.
Yes.
Steve Nickerson.
Yes.
Scott Lapworth.
Yes.
Ryan Kanoya.
Yes.
Dave Popolowski.
Dave Popolowski, yes.
And John B. Linky, yes. Unanimous. I will come in tomorrow, Cindy, in the morning sometime to sign it off if it's available.
Yeah, it's right on the table there.
Okay, good. Old business discussion of bylaws. We're gonna put it off again till whenever we get enough time, or whatever. Review of the ZBA minutes in one application. What's the deal on that, Cindy? Can you give a quick hit?
Well, it's the applicant you approved for the repair business, and she has to go to the ZBA to get to this certificate of location.
Hey, I'm just trying to confirm that. Thank you. And we had no new business to begin with. And citizen comments. Nobody in the chat room there.
I do not see anybody with a hand up.
Okay, commissioner comments. I have one thing. I'm going to make it quick, and I got to read it. It was sent to me by Mike Krugel, and I got to read it into the minutes. So everybody, because then I will give a quick discussion on it. I am writing, good day, Chairman Lenke. I am writing to comment on the scheduling of zoning meetings. I believe it is unrealistic to have only Zoom meetings. The committee members have expressed their desire to have in-person or hybrid, parentheses, meetings. I believe Zoom meetings distract from the basic feel, understanding, and questioning of the presentees. To me, it feels more understanding in person. It is also hiding from issues that may occur or is occurring. If citizens are threatening the board, there are legal avenues that can and should be taken to diffuse or correct the problem. It is wrong to hide from escalation. It gives the impression the board can be intimidated. Our members are professional, and we realize confrontation can occur occasionally. Not all people are computer illiterate. I believe I will not be at tonight's meeting due to this fact. I hope and expect to have in-person or hybrid meetings from this day forward. That includes subcommittee meetings also, just as the board has expressed. Thank you for your time on this matter. Mike J. Krugel, Commissioner member. He asked me if he would, if this was the right way to do it, because he said he wasn't going to be here, and I said yes. I read it in. Now I want everybody to understand, and I don't need it. I took a consensus a while back. I have talked with, I had so-called Tira ask some questions for me to council. And then September 1st, the first selectman and I are going to sit down and discuss this, because there was an agreement made by him and I that he requested that we do Zoom, online Zoom meetings till whatever has been transpired. I'm saying this, I'm not going to let anything intimidate me. I do believe certain things, but the consensus of the commission is what's going to determine my decision when I sit down with Mr. Donahue. So with this being said, I'm going to move on to the next meeting is the monthly meeting, Monday, September 28, 2026 at 7 p.m. All of you people, everybody will get an email from me within 5 days after my conversation with Mr. Donahue. Is that understood with you people?
Yes.
And excuse me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And
Yeah, I think everybody was just saying yes for you, John.
okay, I'm just trying to move on. I adjourned this meeting. What time is it, Tara?
10:18 on the nose.
Meeting adjourned at 10:18. Everybody, thank you for this help tonight. We worked through it. We actually only went 18 minutes past the third hour. I think we're getting the hang of doing 3-hour meetings, whatever happens September 1st. That's all I can say. I'm not going to make any personal things or anything right now. So everybody have a good evening. Thank you again for sitting in, and we'll do what we got to do to move forward.
Thank you, everyone.